Hey, what's happening, YouTube? Pause is back on commentary. Fucking have it. What
YouTube?
word in the first thing? It's gone on YouTube, isn't it? I thought I'd greet our people the right way. What's happening there anyway, guys? Pause and Silver are back reunited on commentary. As you probably hear Silver correcting me within 30 seconds of our commentary partnership reuniting. We're here today with
when he calls us the wrong league name or gets something wrong or something like that.
Sorry guys, welcome to the F Sports Racing, alright, never mind. We're here with the Performance League. We've promised it for weeks. It's been muted since halfway through last season, sorry about that. But we are here now. We are live and in colour. The Bahrainian Grand Prix, the first one we started. We're going to do Melbourne, we just wanted to kind of give it a bit of time. Make sure that you drop us, of course, a subscribe in this. This is not about my Twitch channel, no more of the three combination. Make sure you please go onto eSports Racing and drop us a subscribe. I'm of course here today, as you have heard already, with Silver. Very different Silver, isn't it, this? Different thing to what we've done.
A little bit, but I'm hoping one person keeps his agreement and keeps doing what he does. And obviously I'm not even going to mention the weather because of course it's bloody dry.
Oh, of course, we're in fucking Bahrain, aren't we?
Now, did Mellish get out in front of Ben?
He has. Now, this is going to be intriguing, isn't it, Silver? If we can actually run down the roster of the drivers that we have Mellish in the Mercedes. We're basing this on fast to slow. Obviously, this will not be the same way every week, I'm assuming. You know, we'll do it depending on individual driver skill. It may even be that we make changes every week. We don't know yet, do we? This is a brand new thing. We're going into it pretty much.
Mellish just hit the wall.
Did he? I'm on his car. I didn't really see it. Where the fuck else he going now?
Yeah, coming around the right-hand corner, he clipped the wall as he went around and got a little bit too close to the curb. Luckily, this isn't simulation, Mellish. Otherwise, you lost your wheel, your wing, your headrest,
your virginity.
I hope you got your headrest duct tape down.
Mate, Mellish doesn't have a problem holding the bloody controller holding the wheel with two hands. Imagine if you had to fucking move it with one, he'd probably end up in Narnia or something, wouldn't he? But we are back, guys. We are back. It has been a while, of course. It has been. Still haven't done one of these for about 3 weeks. But this is why I've been keeping away from commentary for a while.
I'm finding this amusing because Mellish, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, buddy, you're not the quickest of drivers here. Ben is one of the quicker drivers in this race, and yet Mellish in the Mercedes is leaving that harness.
That's what the beautiful thing is, though, Silver, with this, isn't it? It's going to really throw a real curveball here, but I mean, if Mellish ends up getting a pole, I'm going to probably sell my soul, but, you know, I can't even say that anymore, can I? Straight away, we've got, our Jack has not followed me yet. I'm surprised. Bloody hell, bro. We've got viewers come out of our arse already. We're 3 minutes in. We've got 5 viewers. Here we go then.
Yeah, you'll have Neely, Hammer.
We've got Mellish as well. Penguins just started watching as well. Obviously, these guys, all race guys across the board. But, you know, with work commitments, they can't obviously guarantee themselves a seat. So,
Penguin, you are on FIFA right now. Why are you not in this race? And Mellish just hit the wall on turn 1 again.
Oh, which one? Are you watching Mellish? Mellish didn't even hit a wall for me.
He did. Coming around that, you know, the first bloody Pirelli board on the right-hand side, gone on that right-hander?
Yeah.
He hits it.
All I will say is he's currently invalidated his lap. Alright.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He hit the wall.
24 seconds in, he invalidated, apparently. Now, a very, very interesting point here. We've got Mustafa Shag and EP Maldini, who are going to be the two frontrunners, as we can assume. But we have got, just to run through the whole list, we've got Shag in the Red Bull, Maldini in the Ferrari, Mellish in the Merc, as we've already seen. Grim, nosh, that's for you, Grim, by the way, in the Haas, along with Itchamon. We've got Hightower, of course, Tuesday's race winner Silver. He is going to be in the McLaren, of course. We then have Verstappen in the Toro Rosso, Hemp in the Force India, sorry, of course, forgive me. Jan in the Toro Rosso and Vemans in the Manor. Now, if you have a look at the first sector times as well, it's interesting. It is very interesting.
I think it's noticed that Ben is on the softs, as is Verstappen.
Why not do it? You know what I mean?
Now, where is Shaggy Boy?
33.6, we got a time down. 33.6 for Ben. I don't think there's any other cars coming between there and the line, so Scott is going to be the next one across the line. He does it in a 33.2, so 0.3 of a second ahead of Ben. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see where we end up. Tower, the fastest second sector.
Shag is in that Red Bull, and he absolutely loves that car. We need to change that for next week. He needs to go in the Renault.
Oh my god. Have you seen the gaps? Grim.
Hightower's just done a... What?
Wow.
Hightower has done a 132.1.
Do you know what? That's not as impressive as you'd think. Good time by Hightower.
Right,
congratulations, mate.
Sauber.
But yeah, fuck off in the Sauber. Fuck it. We'll race the Mercedes. Silver, let's do it, man. We'll 1-2 next week. Mellish, fuck off in the fucking Manor or something. I don't know. Anyway, we've got.
Mellish, you're in the Ferrari. Maldini, you can go in the Renault.
Yeah. Whoever, hey, should we do a Twitch dump? Should we do a Twitch money raiser? Should we see if we can get ourselves some money, Silver, on our streams? The person with the highest donation to me or Silver in this stream gets the fastest car. Come on, wing it in. Fucking £10 bets, please. Maldini.
Shag has come across the line. He's just done a 133. Dead.
That is intriguing, Silver. Maldini in the Ferrari is slower than the Force India, the Haas and the McLaren.
Mind you, one thing to take away from this is, and if I look at Shag, Scott, and Ben, every one of the cars in front of them is on super soft. They are on soft, and there's only a second between
first and sixth,
Shag,
first and fifth, isn't it? That's what you got to look at.
Yeah, it's first and fifth.
So the gaps between there is going to be huge, I think, personally.
And Shag's got the quickest third sector.
Jay's responded to your comments. Oh, Shag actually improved. Jan, that is not the best lap of the world by Jan, is it? He's in the same team as Scott. He's only a tenth of a second up on the quicker tyre. But nice effort there by Soldier Jan. And Venoms is coming out in the Manor. He's going to be in for a tough season.
What was Jay's response?
I'll read it. Well, I'm not actually on
Excuses.
FIFA, and it would help if I got most Sundays off to race this league. Well, there is always a way that you can get most Sundays.
Excuse me, I have photo evidence you're playing career mode in FIFA right now.
Oh dear. We are back live. Let's have a little look here what we're doing. Right, so we've got at the moment Tower. Let's keep on board with Shag. Let's not keep on board with Shag.
Where is Shag? Where is Shag going? What is
kind
he?
of,
Oh, he's
kind
doing
of a bit slow.
He's doing an in lap.
In fairness, Mellish has improved, by the way. There, he's put himself onto a 133.9, so he's got himself up to the back end of the group, which is good, as you'd expect him to with the Mercedes.
Did you say Mellish has put? He has put a time on then, yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely put a time on now, mate. There was a good lap as well by him. He actually didn't put a foot wrong, other than going through the second sector. He looked like he was. Have you played GTA where you drink the whiskey bottle in your apartment? And you kind of then you go outside and get on a motorbike, kind of almost like that through Sector 2. But he did
and we won't mention GTA because I spent 2.4 million bloody in-game dollars on that game, on bloody gun running gear, and you can't even do the gun running missions until you've raised $1 million worth of bloody guns.
What? See that's the thing I didn't know about, really. Fucking Shylocks. Right, so we have Venoms. We'll keep on board with him.
Yeah, he's the only car out on track. So, oh no, Hemp's out. Sorry, Hemp.
We've got a few guys. We've got Hemp, Jan, Verstappen's on his way out, I believe, as well. He's going for the super soft tyres. It's interesting still. Remember, we used to do the Saturday commentary. We are reuniting, of course, very soon. We'll keep you informed. But in terms of that, when we were doing the Saturday commentary, we always used to speak about people who took the bait by the guys at the top. You know, the midfield runners. Like at the moment, we got Shag, Verstappen, Ben. You know, in that midfield clusterfuck, haven't we? There between each other. One thing that we always used to say about was, would they take the bait and jump on to the super soft tyres, or will they just rest their laurels? And because if you do a lap, you're in the top 10, you start on the tyres you run on. So the way it's going, obviously we have got a couple of people who are interested in joining this league, so the numbers may increase. You were going to say, mate? Sorry.
I was just thinking, so it's short qualifying. Are they going to be starting on the tyres they set their times in?
Their quickest time, Silver, yes.
Right, so now here's my thing. The only person that was on soft that's back out on track, I believe, is Scott. Ben isn't going to come out again, and neither is Shag, which can play into their favour because they're going to be able to go further into the race than what the guys in the top and above them are going to be able to go.
Yes.
On the flip side of that, however, it may go against him.
There is a possibility.
In which case the undercut doesn't work. Or the overcut doesn't work, I should say.
I'd almost say, based on the performance of yesterday, you know, with the Saturday Grand Prix, having personally driven in it, but looking at everyone else, two-stop strategy, you absolutely have to start the race on the soft tyre. There's no. I mean, you saw, of course, you were the guy watching, weren't you?
And then you absolutely have to push Forrester into the pit lane at 210 miles an hour.
Well, unfortunately, we were. For those of you who missed yesterday's race, I may have had a bit of an accidental collision. Really?
What a 133.2.
Good effort. Solid effort that. He's right behind Jan. Right behind Jan.
He is behind
Tower's
Jan.
gone back out.
Shag's out.
Really?
Shag's
He's gone
put
for it.
Supersofts on.
And Maldini's gone back out.
But Ben hasn't yet. Now it's a case of will he go out or is he going to stick to his strategy?
Will Ben wait? We know how good Silver, from when, of course, we were in the commentary box together last season, how good, and it won Ben the title, didn't it, in the end, just by being consistent with his strategy. Verstappen goes fourth with a 32.844, just ahead of Maldini, but of course that will change, I'm assuming, when Maldini, if he gets a good lap in. So we'll have a look here. Hemp goes second with 0.081 off 1/10 between the top three, Silver. Grim hasn't gone back out. Is he going to start a set of super softs?
See, Grim will do one lap. He's like Ben. He'll do his out lap. He'll do one lap, and that's it.
Tower 1/10 of a second quicker than himself in the first sector. 0.72 compared to
Tower's back out. Why is Hightower gone back out?
I think it's really just to do 39.9. But he's gone slower, Silver, in the second sector. Is this a waste of a set of tyres? We'll find out
it will be.
One corner. He has to really stomp this third sector. He was actually a couple of tenths off Shag.
Shag, it's a good thing that we know this game is broken on the outlap times, otherwise I'd be saying why are you sandbagging and doing a 3-minute lap?
He has improved by a minuscule amount, mate. Literally only 0.02 of a second, but he does improve this Tower, who we're going to look at next, mate. I believe Shag is coming around to start his flyer. We'll have a look at Maldini, who is a bit further through.
Shag's moved to 6th.
See, Bahrain
Shag still
is the
holds the fastest through 3rd sector.
Bahrain and Abu Dhabi, isn't it? Because they go colder at night. So get your lap times on
it's a harder track.
The middle part of the qualifying. Unless you, obviously, not like me with a bit of a fluke and put in a good lap at the end of the session. It doesn't often happen. Yeah.
That's a good driving I've just seen there by Venom's, clearly getting out of the way of Shag in the Red Bull if he is on a slower lap. Shag has just done a 29.2 through the first set. It's 29.269, which is
he's exactly the same
quicker.
as this. He's the same as his other one, isn't he?
No, he's quicker.
Oh, is it because he
29.289?
Fucking hell, bad eyesight. 200ths of a second quicker than this previous time. So thank you very much.
But that clearly says that currently in that Red Bull, the super softs currently are only 200ths of a second quicker.
Is this a waste of a trip?
Again, you might want to get that worked on, Cody's.
He's 4/10 up in the second sector.
He isn't. He's a full second up, mate.
39.6, 40.6. Guys, just Silver's going to take over. I'm actually going to go for a fag in a minute after Shag's lap, and then I'm going to go back to school for 5 minutes.
Come on, Shaggy.
Will he do it?
Come on, Shaggy. You need to beat 23 dead.
21.
Can you beat 23 dead? He's done it. He's gone first.
Shag pole position with a 1 minute 31.896. Maldini has binned his lap off. Venoms is still going round, showing why Manor really folded.
Oh, Grim's out.
Grim's going back out.
You know, Grim with his broken 6 minute and 30-second lap. Good effort there by Grim.
I was hoping to go on it to be a bit of a different time, but apparently it's not, so I'm just going to let you have that one, mate. Grim comes round into the final corner and goes 741st position with a 6 minute 45.814.
And he's 741st, I think even the 741st time trial track is quicker than that.
I think he went about four positions higher, didn't he? I think he's at about 737th actually, because he went 0.4 of a second quicker than we thought he did. You know, only 6 minutes.
Even kickoff goes faster than that.
Bro, we could probably drive quicker than him backwards. You know what I mean? But anyway, moving on. Grim, the most improved driver, Silver, based on what you've seen between the two seasons, I'd say so far. Maybe Hightower, possibly.
Hightower.
You reckon Tower?
There is a multitude of reasons why I'm saying Hightower. He knows why I'm saying him as well. But from what I've seen on Tuesday and what he's done today so far in qualifying, yeah, I can't find a fault with him.
Tower is going back out for a third time.
Grim has done a 28.960. He is 0.3 of a second quicker, 0.03 of a second, sorry, quicker than what he was. On his previous lap. Come on, Grim, hold on.
Is it going to be enough? It's close, isn't it? We've got a second between the top six.
There's Shag staying out of his way. Very well
point out
driven there by Shaggy.
Everybody has gone out on super softs, including It's Your Mum.
39.949. He's not going to be quick enough to beat Shag. He's not going fast enough.
Saying that, Shag, but in a blistering sector 3. Will Grim be able to emulate it? Rolled the curb very nicely. Gone off the... Well, he's actually hit the exit of the curb really nicely, actually. Going across the line now. Will Grim make a mark on the top runners? Second, 32.
He goes third.
He's third, sorry. Ah, God. Ooh, 4,000th of a second off Tower. Wow.
See, I think the one thing that obviously Shag's going to have is the fact that we are on performance. That Red Bull fits the way Shag drives to a T, and it also is going to do a lot better. Going to be able to keep a lot. However, obviously, if you then look at the flip side of that on the straights, if he gets stuck in front of Ferrari or say, well, we haven't got a Ferrari in this one, and we haven't got a fucking...
We've got a Ferrari.
Williams here, neither. Are we? Who's in the Ferrari?
Maldini, who was mighty quick.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I haven't seen him. I haven't even...
On his
so, yeah, if he
now.
gets caught up... If Maldini gets behind him in DRS down a straight...
Shag will be obliterated. But...
in the corners, Shag will then have a better...
I was about to say, exactly so. He's going to get him back into Sector 2. This could be a race long thing, and Maldini isn't quick enough. The first sector, he's a lot quicker than he was. 29.0 compared to a 29.3.
But between the second and third sectors, he isn't going to be fast enough.
No, maybe the third.
And we've also got to take into account we've started this on Bahrain. I don't know any other track that Shag likes more than Bahrain apart from Silverstone.
Malaysia. But we won't be doing that, of course. I'm assuming. So.
Well, we don't know yet. We don't know. We'll have to see the state of affairs by the time it comes out.
I myself will be grinding like an absolute bitch on the new game. I know a lot of our viewers will be too, but then of course you can't look at past what we've done. I believe Maldini with a 39.8 in the middle sector. Maldini
Ben's 29.3 for the first sector.
Bro, Maldini's 8 tenths up in his own time. Ben's a little bit wide. Maldini going across the line. Is it going to be enough? It isn't.
Nope, take second.
Second position. This may be the battle of the season.
Come on, Wayne. Ben goes 9th.
Ben just improves. Ben not really enjoying the Haas match, is he? I was about to say, he's almost he's over a second, 1.5 seconds off Grim. Tower first, what a lap. 131.689, new pole sitter.
He beat Shag in sector 3.
Do we have anyone else, Silver, who we can check quick? Who is near completion of a lap? We have someone come around the last corner. It is Soldier Jan. What a lap, 1 minute 48.9. What a fucking brilliant lap. I'm going to go for a quick 6, Silver. I will leave the timing screen
Hang
up.
on, did you just say 1 minute 48.9?
Yeah. Welcome back to Pause on Commentary. We're back. We're over-emphasising.
Alright, that's it. Quali's done.
I'll be back in 2 minutes, guys. I'll let Silver do a little run through. Back in a minute.
And Hightower's about to run out of fuel. Maldini letting the McLaren go. Nice, very considerate driving by himself there. Soldier Jan with a 1 minute 48. Oh, come on, Jan. You can go faster than that one, buddy. Venoms is putting it into the bus lane, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't know there was one on this track. And into the other bus lane. No, Venoms. Venoms. Just press Y, use DRS, get down the straight. We don't need you to take the scenic route, mate. We need you to get back so we can get to racing. And there's It's Your Mum in the Haas, returning to the garage. Hightower in pole position with an absolutely amazing lap in that McLaren. Well done, Hightower. Just put it into the pits now. The Salty Yan going past Venoms, who's taking the scenic route back to this, back to the pits. Oh, Venoms, calm down, slow down there, buddy. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying is done. Just waiting for all the cars to go back in, and then we can get on with the standings.
No, you certainly will. Fucking, they took my breath away.
Bloody Venom's took the scenic route.
I think Venom's has gone back into his garage to make sure his team still exists, Silver. I think that's probably the issue we have at the moment.
Yeah, unfortunately, Venom's is going to be wiped out when we get to the new game. It'll have to substitute in with the Pink Force India.
I think the people in the manor should all have to stereotypically go into the Force India. Can you imagine Grim in the Force India and noshing that around?
Imagine Shag in the Force India.
Well, apparently, he's been offered a contract from Force India, Silver, hasn't he? Basically, but he also has a contract offer from Renault, so he's got them two cars to pick from so far. But so I think Shag's a little bit annoyed with the contract offer so far that he's received. But yeah, based on Saturday's race, mate, just to kind of show that we don't kind of hold any bias towards a driver. Me, the guy, I think that Ben Donovan's pause for present has a 2-place penalty for just really a careless turn, wasn't it? But I'll let you take over, Silver.
Why am I taking over? What?
Oh, I'll do standards if you
Confused the hell out of me.
Tower in first position, first pole of the performance, 1 minute 38.6 in the McLaren. Red Bull of Shag Hemp, good lap by him in the Force India third, Maldini fourth, expecting to be a bit higher. Grim in fifth in the Haas, Verstappen and Jan 6th and 7th in the Toro. Venoms, must be said, good qualifying by him. Manor, 8th place. Ben, severely lacking. And Mellish, what's up, bud?
Is Penguin still watching the stream?
Yeah, there's a load of people, I think. We've got Neely's in now.
Oh, okay.
I'll double check now, actually. We'll see who's watching.
I was going to say, can you just double make sure you are still live?
No, he's not watching the oh, yeah, he is. Penguin's in the stream, Jack's in, Neely's in, and Wayne Allen, welcome in, guys. Great performance on the Tuesday and Saturday races, by the way. But this is what we are here for tonight, the inaugural first race of the performance season.
One thing I am going to say, Penguin, and I'm not saying this because I'm an admin and I can, I'm not approving your post because you're watching the stream now.
I don't even want to know what it is.
He asked if anyone was streaming the race at like 2 minutes past 8.
I thought the stream was live at 1 minute past, wasn't
yes. I don't know, but either way, Jay, you're welcome to the stream. This answers your question.
Yeah, Jay, it is just about being streamed, I think. I think it is. Silver, we'll do our old-fashioned tyre review. Apparently, now I know this is wrong because of performance, but apparently a super soft and 2 softs can get you to the end. Apparently, but it's realistic though, isn't it? That means that each car
super soft and 2 soft can do it to the end.
Each car is going to get their own strategy.
And apparently a 2 stop is 10 seconds quicker than a 3 stop.
Which makes...
Which it will be because the extra...
Well, yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
It isn't taking into effect the kind of rich mix, lean mix things, is it really? It's just going, if you were to standard mix it the whole way through, how it would kind of look and feel on the actual track. But anyway, thank you very much for everyone watching, and hopefully this does turn into a classic. Amazingly, Silver, we can actually chill out at the start and not have to worry about standing still. Should we take the mick out of these guys? I mean, I've got Steve. If anybody's watched the Jeremy Kyle show, I've got Steve, the bodyguard, on the left of me, making sure that no one attacks me from the crowd. I know these Bahrainians are all rushing to try and kind of follow me on Twitch, but one at a time, please, guys. Fucking egotistical. Adam Johnson, there, cameraman, day release. You know, we're paying him. We're paying him just about under £16 to do this. So, if you want to catch on to that joke, then I'll that's not very edgy.
No.
Yeah. That's iPad.
You weirdo.
Should we let Adam Johnson know that you know, he's filming the right thing this time? Sorry, I'm a prick. I'm a prick. Oh dear. Hashtag legal age limit. Anyway, let's get that out there. Right, we've got. So, do you know? I was quite surprised with how far back Mellish would be. Silver. I thought it'd be a little bit further up than this.
Well, one thing to take account is obviously Mellish. I know he's in the Mercedes. And obviously I know heads or tails, stats-wise, on paper, on dominance of last year's season, in actual real life, the Mercedes was the dominant car. And it is the dominant car in the game. However,
but
taking into account Mellish doesn't play the game as much as the rest of us do. Well, I say the rest of us, I don't play the game at all. But you get what I mean. It's going to take time for him to get used to being in that car.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different going from a Mercedes in equal, where it's got the same power as everything else, to a Mercedes in performance, whereby it's stat-wise heads or tails above everything else.
The biggest test, I think, for Mellish will be going into the first corner, knowing that he's got the fastest car, but knowing that he can't just stick it up the inside. That's going to be... A lot of these guys will, you know... Luckily, it's almost as if the performance has actually flipped the field on its head, and we are going, apparently, Silver. Nice, quick release here. We'll just see.
Oh, I'll stop watching videos of baby elephants then.
Interesting. But here we go then, guys.
No, a friend of mine tagged me in there.
Occasionally, because if I have to run after the baby, I will. That's why we've got Silver here. But obviously, I may sneeze every so often. I'll try and do it off mic, or do it on mic, just for those of you who want to see me sneeze. We've got Verstappen and Tower, but the lights are about to come on for the first race in the performance season from eSports Racing.
Just let him go first, mate, yeah.
We're off 3, 2, 1.
No, retire, not quit, retire. And
yeah,
Pos's car's decided to go into a wall.
Let's go into broadcast quick. And we've got a good start here by
Tower. He's
taken off. Yep, he's
Hemp's
taken
in
straight
second.
off. Hemp's jumped shag. There's a car off over there. Let's have a quick look who it is. It is Verstappen on the inside, going wheel to wheel with Grim. Verstappen hits the curb on the inside. That's going to give Grim. It's going to give Grim a great performance here. We'll go into the broadcast cam. Here we go. The Toro Rosso is running side by side already. Bit of contact there. Verstappen got a tap there from Jan. Ferrari Maldini cuts the corner. And we are currently running here. Tower first, Hemp second, Shag third. I believe?
Yeah, Shaggy's in third.
Shag's second. He's got Hemp.
Oh, Shag's got jumped Hemp.
And Grim is fourth. We've got the Toro Rossos. Venom's is overtaken Maldini. Whoa.
Oh,
Hemp on the inside.
Yeah, that car. I just think that Force India would have had more of an right?
Got no way
against
near
that
the
Red Bull,
did it? Good
See, this is.
You would put that down to setup though as well, wouldn't you? For Shag to give the Red Bull that much of an oomph over a Force India. No exit multiplayer.
This is what I'm saying. Look at the exit Shag's getting out the corners. Look how far in front he is over that Force India.
We've got a bit of action here. Venom's going into the 6th position battle here with Verstappen. Solid driving by Scott Venoms. Ben has just jumped Maldini. Ben has jumped Maldini.
Oh, Maldini's not having fun in that Ferrari.
A Manor is outpacing a Toro Rosso.
Grim has just jumped.
Grim has outpaced Hemp.
Oh, Hemp's got a back and switch back there.
And Soldier Jan is there. Hemp's still in third. Venoms and Scott Venoms must be sick to his stomach having to drive side by side with another car for 10 laps. But here we go.
Here's my thing. How is Hightower in that McLaren leaving these guys?
Oh. I guess it's up to Mustafa Shag to chase him down, I guess. Well, I think we've got our first candidate for the Renault. Right, moving on. Hemp's at the inside of Grim. Excellent start to this race, isn't it, really, Silver? Maldini giving Ben a bit of an issue here. We'll follow the battle for third for a minute. I'll stick on that one. Grim, Hemp, and Jan side by side. Hemp and Jan. Toro Rosso
and we will obviously go back to the back of the pack. Mellish is there in his Mercedes. He's not actually that. He is down in 10th, but he is there. He is sticking with the pack. So.
Oh, Jan hit the back of Hemp. Racing incident before we even call it. Good driving there by Jan.
Oh,
Just
who's
got a
that
little
off?
bit. It's Jan, mate. Oh, someone else is off.
And him. It's Jan and him.
Did Hemp go as well?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hem's up.
Hemp
He's
and
back
Jan
down
both
in
crashed. That relieves some pressure
Mellish
on
is
Grim.
going for Maldini. Mellish has gone from Maldini down the
Mellish and
inside. He
Maldini.
hasn't gone. Obviously.
Oh, this is going to be mental. Ben, Verstappen, Maldini. Verstappen pits.
Verstappen's gone in the pits.
I think it was the tap off the back of Jan at the start of the race. Been a little bit detrimental. Maldini and Mellish up to 7th place. Fair play to him. So Ben, Maldini and Mellish
just needs
driving
to.
it.
One thing Mellish needs to do is just build his confidence up and know for a fact that that car is going to give him the power when he needs it.
In the end, Jan and Hemp didn't
It's
pit.
just going to be confidence.
We have a battle. I thought
Maldini and Ben. Oh my
Even
god.
better. We've got Shag and Tower. Maldini's jumped Ben.
Oh my god. Have you seen how close Mellish is getting to the back of that
I've
arse?
seen. I'm going to go on board with the front runners really quickly, just to see if Shag with DRS with the Red Bull against the McLaren Honda sewing machine. Here we go.
Mellish has got DRS.
Let's get now. We've seen that that's not gone anywhere. Maldini. If Mellish overtakes Ben, but Haas do have a pretty good car in fairness. They're running with the modern Ferrari engine, aren't they, of course? So they will be doing that then, so that's good.
No, it's last year's Ferrari.
Is it?
I'm sure it was last year's Ferrari engine. Yeah, why would Ferrari give them the same engine they're running this year?
Well, they could have just said if you run at the same amount of power, we'll send the mafia over your house and cook you spaghetti. I don't fucking know.
I think they've got the same amount of power, but I'm sure it was last year's engine.
Penguin has turned around and said, or J Reed has turned around and said, Mellish for the win. It is possible. Nothing is impossible in the Performance League. We have Shag with DRS on a long straight over the McLaren Honda. Here we go. First real run.
Jay, if that happens, Pos will give you 1 million coins on FIFA.
Does that mean you're going to give me 1 million coins to give to him? Because I've kind of got 1,062, but we'll
I'll give Jay 1 million coins on PlayStation myself.
I reckon that will have to happen, won't it? You know what I mean? Big battle for the lead here between Shag and Mellish. Grim isn't a million miles away. Venom's having a fantastic race in 4th. Maldini with Ben and Mellish.
Shag's really having to go at Hightower.
He really is. I'm just sticking with this for a minute. Hemp has overtaken Soldier Jan, by the way. Hemp has got Jan. Tower and Shag. Battle for the lead. You see, this is the great thing about the performance season. It will put different people into better positions. But of course, remains to be seen
It means
how
the
well they
faster
do.
drivers have. See, and the thing for this is, look on the Saturdays, and looking at the way, look at what happens to Shag on the Saturdays. Obviously, he struggles on equal. He does. Now, but looking at him right now, he's in second, about a car length behind the McLaren in first.
Which has a number 69, may I point out. That's a little bit humorous from my point of view.
I know, Pos. I know we're all grown-ups here, but there may be children watching.
Yep. It's the number after 68 before 70. Shag is got a little bit. He's got a real good run now on Tower. Flick it over the broadcast cam. Let's see if we get a good, and we do. Here comes Shag for the first proper time. Now this has got to be a good run at him.
I think he's too far back. He's too far back.
He's going to go down the inside. He's just backed out Shag at the last second, but has he? Tower should have a good exit here. Hits the apex, does it perfectly. Shag will have to rethink his move, Silver.
He needs to be a little bit closer to that third sector.
Oh, Mellish, that was almost silly. Rode the curb. If he got that corner right, Mellish would have had his first overtake in this league. He didn't. He's not got it.
Well, he has overtaken 3 other cars. I'll buy it. They did crash or go into the pits.
Yeah, but it's kind of on the track. That's kind of the way we look at it. So Mellish and Ben, we're going to follow these guys for a bit. In fact, I'm almost concerned and kind of confused which one to watch. Shag has now got himself a good run as well. I'll follow the lead battle for a minute. Tower with his Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle helmet.
Grim is safely in 3rd at the minute.
He's got the manor almost for company behind him, hasn't he? Just to kind of be his wingman for when Maldini's car kind of kicks into gear a little bit later in the race. We'll Shag a bit loose on the back end there, following on board from Tower.
The one thing these front two have got to take into account, while these two are battling it out, that Haas of Grim is not a million miles behind them.
unjust, saving his tyres really. Will Shag be patient? He is. Goes back. He's compromised himself a little bit by just having to leave the race line to go back onto it, breaking the toe. I think he's got him here, Silver. Here we go.
He's got a massively better line.
And Tower, I think it's almost
Shag
inevitable,
takes first.
isn't it? It's inevitable. He's got cleanly past him. Mustafa Shag into the lead of a Grand Prix. Tower's not giving up at all.
Back. Is he going to get switched back? No, he's
Got a
not.
hell of a run back on him. Mustafa Shag takes the lead of the first Grand Prix. The Performance League. Maldini is all by himself. Mellish has... Where's Ben?
Where is Ben?
Ben Pitts.
Is Ben pitted?
Ben pitted. I'm assuming... I think that's tactical. I think. Just behind Scott. Ben is at the back of the field now. We will, of course, be dealing with any incidents, potential incidents. Shag and Tower are still going at it, by the way.
I know, I'm watching Jack.
Jesus Christ. The two of them, and Grim is now catching. Grim is now within earshot. We will, of course, see what happened with Ben and Mellish a bit later on. There's Grim. Great image of Grim there. What are you going to say, man?
What is Shag done to that Red Bull?
It's the...
I know it's the
McLaren following. That's probably what it is, isn't it? If it was Maldini, it may be with the Ferrari engine. Getting that slipstream may be a bit of a different story.
But Shag, you can definitely tell what we said is true. That Red Bull through the corners, he's doing 150 miles an hour through corners.
It's safe to say, Tower isn't.
It's safe to say Shag's been demoted to banana car.
Yep. Renault next week, Shag. Renault next week. Renault next week. GP2. Now, will Tower get DRS? He does get DRS, so we're going to have a bit of a back shot. He's way too far back at the moment, Tower.
He's miles behind.
And he's an aggressive driver, but goodness me, this is a withy bomb and a half if he can pull this off. Not this time. Mustafa Shag first, Tower second, and Grim is now only a corner behind in third position. Vemon's all by himself. Maldini pits. As does Mellish.
Now.
I think.
Mellish pitting? Why is Mellish pitting?
Both on the super soft tyre, I believe. Are the super softs that weak?
See, that's what I'm thinking. Are they actually that weak?
Scott is coming down the straight here on the mediums. See, Scott may have made a genius choice. Is Scott versus Maldini going to the first corner? Scott moves up to 7th place just. He hasn't got the move done yet.
Oh, lag.
What happened?
Oh, I'm stuck on Ichimam and Maldini.
Press up.
I have. It's stuck me on the Ferrari and the... Even though I can see the rev counter and all that going on, I'm stuck on Junior Mellish. All I can see is the pit straight and the Ferrari and the Toro Rosso.
It may unfreeze itself. It does do it occasionally.
It better do. Otherwise, I'm having a very boring race. Never mind, I've got it to do it. I sorted it.
Oh, was you just press Y or something? It does it. Yeah. Do Y changes, doesn't it?
Switch to broadcast, it's fine.
Tower is keeping Shag honest. Vemons is all alone in 4th position. What a result this will be for pure Vemons.
Shag is not going to pit yet. Who is going to pit out
Maldini
the front
at the inside
three?
of Scott. Toro Rosso being made light work of by the Ferrari, of course. Scott's having a bit of a stab back at him here. Battle for 7th. Ben's undercut Mellish by a way. That is a good point, Silver, that you did make. Who is going to be the first one to give? They're all on the same tyre. I get a feeling
who's got the
that
tyre
Grim
where.
will be the first one to pit. If it's Grim, you'd understand why, wouldn't you? A potential undercut for him.
I'm just trying to work out, is it going to be worth either Hightower or Shag pitting now? Is it going to benefit them if they did?
If they do,
it will hold off the undercut from Grim.
Soldier Jan is 22 seconds off the pace. He's in 5th position at the moment. If they pit, they're going to be coming out side by side with Jan, which could potentially mean one of them will be held up. If they don't battle this lap, then pit. If they do, which I've seen that they're kind of getting a bit closer now, I don't know, because we know Tower can go far on his tyres, and Shag can also go far on his tyres. Both of the cars that are in the top 2 positions are the best 2 cars in this game for cornering. Number one, because McLaren hasn't got an engine. It's got a fucking hamster.
But what we need to take into account is we can base all our knowledge on equal.
Yes, what happens if one person
This is
is better on the tyres? Here we go, Silver. We've got now Hightower having a run back at Shag in the McLaren. Look at this. Side by side, DRS straight, entering lap 9 of 57. Tower's got him. Tower's got him back.
cut back. Nope.
Grimm's pitting. The call was made by Paul Silver. Grimm has chose to pit, as has Venoms.
Shag's going on at Hightower. No, he thought better of it.
No, he thought better. There we go. Cheers for that, mate. Going back on board with them right now. Stop exiting multiplayer. This is getting a bit annoying now. Why not B? Yellow, not red. Here we go. On board now with Mustafa Shag.
He is not leaving the back end of that McLaren.
One problem. Engine at the end of the race. Only problem with these two at the moment.
That's alright, the Honda engine in the McLaren will blow up before we get anywhere near that.
Grimm has come back out in 3rd place. And Venoms
Is that
has come
how
back out
far?
in front of Verstappen.
Is that how far back 4th is?
Yeah. 34 seconds behind. Grimm has come
Wow.
out 25 off. I know
Grimm's
these
on
two have
medium.
shot off. Shag's took the lead. Shag has took the lead.
Is one of these two going to pit this lap?
If they're
How
both pit, this
far
will
in
lead.
are they going to be winning?
Let's have a look at Grimm. 25.6. We'll keep an eye on Grimm in the
They'll be
background.
just in front of him.
Just be in front of him, it'll be Linus Sturm, won't it? But here we go. There's a raging battle for 4th. I think Tower is pitting. Is he? No, they stay out. I see why.
See, this is what I'm saying.
Hightower.
What are the? What's
Brilliant
the tyre wear
Hightower.
on these cars going to be like?
You can almost tell
Shag
Hightower.
gave Hightower plenty of room there.
Tower took the room very nicely. He's left him a lot of room on the inside there. Tower, respectful driving. Ooh, blooming hell, lost the back end a little bit there. And Tower and Shag are giving us a bloody hell of a race.
See, Chris, why were you not commentating this one, buddy? Shag's all up in this.
He'd love it, wouldn't he? But Venoms is DRS on Verstappen, DRS on Maldini, Verstappen, DRS on Venoms, Ben, Hemp and Mellish. By the way, everybody in the back, but from 4th to 10th, are all on the same street, by the way.
Wow.
Yep. Grimm,
So
of course,
first and
having...
second are well off. Shag's obviously got DRS again.
Grimm is 8 seconds clear, and Venoms is having a run at the Ferrari.
Shag's having a run on the McLaren again.
I'll focus
He's
on
got
4th
DRS.
position
He's
really
going
quick.
straight past him. Yep. Shag's just slingshots past. He's back in first.
Oh, gone the wrong way. Just
You
missed
can
the move.
definitely tell that Hightower has not got, in that McLaren, it hasn't got the power behind it that Red Bull does.
Not quite. It's not quite on the wall. It definitely hasn't, is it, really?
Bit shaky there by Hightower, lost the back end a little bit.
Venoms attacked the back of Maldini. Not sure if that was simulation damage. Wing off. It's not. So it's 50-50.
Now,
Venoms
are they
has a
gonna
run
pit?
on
Who's coming
Maldini.
in?
Keep an eye
Shag's
on them,
in.
mate. I've got Shag's pitted his Tower.
And Hightower's in.
They both come in. Right, I'm going to jump to them now. We're wheel to wheel though with Venoms and Maldini. In the meantime, battle for 4th. Venoms has gone on the
Oh,
outside of him.
Grim is nowhere. Oh, Grim's actually on the final corner.
Shag's on his way out. Tower soft. They've both got out of softs.
Will Grim get out in front of them?
This is going to be close.
This is going to be tight. I don't think Grim's going to be.
Shag's done it.
I don't think Grim's going to get him.
Tower's there. It's a
Shag's
three-horse
out.
race. On
And they're
board with
both out.
Grim.
Grim's still in third.
Oh, Tower hit the curb though. We'll go back onto the battle for 4th. Maldini.
Shag's just
Chasing down
leaving them on that
Venoms.
fresh rubber.
Pure Venoms is driving the absolute tits and vagina out of his car. Hemp up the inside of Ben in the background. Pulls the move off Ben. Very respectful driving. Lets Hemp go. Mellish. I don't know where Jan. What happened to Jan? Is he just like? I think he's driving around fucking Zandvoort or something. I don't bloody know. Right. Shag now has the clean soft
I don't know.
tyres.
Jan is missions behind Mellish, and he's on the faster tyre.
No, he's not. They're both on the softs. Mellish on softs. Both on yellow wall.
Oh yeah, sorry. There we go.
Going the wrong way. Ben, this mid-pack is looking brilliant, by the way. Venoms is doing an absolute stellar job here in 4th position to stop Maldini. Lap 11, by the way.
The gap between Shag, there is a gap. It's not a big gap, but there is a gap opening up between the Red Bull and the McLaren now.
There certainly
And
is.
Grim is not been keeping up with them.
He's not doing bad. He is on the slower tyre, Grim. He's on
Mind
the
you,
medium.
he's on the slower tyre, means he's going to go deeper.
Oh, Maldini in the background runs tremendously wide in 5th. Onto broadcast cam.
Oh,
Running down towards
Maldini,
the
another
final
one that
corner.
is on the white wall tyre.
Hemp has a real big chance of catching these guys. Being on the soft tyre compared to the 2 mediums, Hemp needs to really make his move.
Bloody Venom seems to be doing all right in the race in that manner. He was struggling in
Scott in
qualifying
the
with
Toro
it.
Rosso! Up to 5th! Maldini is struggling here, Venom. I mean, Silver. Why am I calling you Venoms? I called you 4 different names now. I'm out of practice with this commentary shit. Hemp's got him on the outside. Hemp, look at the... Jesus Christ! The full Cindy with a Mercedes engine. See if the move's completed. Hemp into 6th.
We were just
Jeez
saying earlier on,
Louises.
Hemp needs to get past these 2 medium tyre runners.
He has to, and he's got to get Venoms as well. Hemp, ooh, rode the curb a little bit too aggressively there. Oh my goodness me, he's up pedal to the metal here, mate. Here we go. Pause with an emergency sneeze.
Toro Rosso. He
I have to
should
say
be able to monster the Toro Rosso.
Ben is struggling dramatically. Saturday chat.
Well, Hemp's got DRS. Of course, he is close enough for it.
And with the DRS on Scott. These 2 guys. Oh, which one lag, bro? Looking fine from...
I'm not sure whether...
Fine from Maldini's point of view.
Well, I was looking at Hemp, and he sort of went left, and then he lagged over to the right, and then he lagged back to the left again.
Maldini's there as well. Look at this 3-horse battle. Hemp went off the grass. Maldini, good avoidance. Only... Oh, I can see Hemp doing a David Coulthard here, which he's just gone and done. Penned in by Maldini, breaks free of the curse. Maldini hits him on the back. Is that wing damage? It doesn't appear so.
Have you seen who's creeping up behind all of these?
Ben is just doing what Ben does so well. The only problem is Ben now has a weaker car than what he'd like, I guess.
Hightower got shagged.
What?
And Shag's taking it back again.
Oh, where the hell are they?
These 2 are These
There
2
they
are
are.
trading
Got 'em.
first and second like there's no tomorrow.
I'll keep an eye on this battle. We've got a huge battle going on for 5th, 6th and 7th as well. I wish we had more than one pair of eyes, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Here we go, so we've got Shag on board with Shag now battling with Hightower. These 2 are going to battle for the... I know he was attacking him, so he's got him properly right.
Yep,
so
he's
now,
got him, and he's pulling away from him. Now he's hunting down the manor of Venoms.
I tell you what, man,
And he is
for
hunting him
9
down
tenths,
quite fast.
9/10 of these cars are selected right. Is that Red Bull too powerful to be in this performance? It's the question, isn't it?
No. And the reason why I can say no is look at the car it's trading places with.
Well, that's a good point, actually, yeah. Well, I'm about to say Tower's in a Sauber next week anyway, so you know what I mean. Yeah, watch his back, buddy. He's probably not going to be, but good effort from Tower, really ragging the ball sack off this McLaren.
Is holding off that Force India quite nicely.
Aye, but remember, he's only just been released, isn't he? Where is... I think Maldini's pitted.
No, he couldn't have. Unless he's dropped well, he might have done.
What's going on with him?
No, he definitely hasn't, but he is down in 10th.
Have you seen him?
The half
Why
the
is
fact
he-
it looks like he's going relatively
Half his
slow
wing
in that
off.
Ferrari.
His wing's off, his wing's off. Front
Venom-
right of his wing, Silver.
Venoms, you're going to need to punch it because he's going to be in DRS zone with you this lap.
Oh, poor Maldini in the Ferrari. Not a good start for his
And there
season.
was, this is your fault. You're the one that said that he might not be in it next week, and now look, he's had a terrible race.
Tell you what though,
Oh,
Hemp's gone for Venoms.
Oh,
But that brings Scott back into play, Verstappen back into play. Here comes Ben as well, just in the background, doing what Ben does so well. Mellish also just in the background. Jan is catching Mellish.
Hemp's got DRS now. He's going to be able to attack Venoms very good. He's going on the inside.
He's on the outside.
Venoms.
Ooh, Venom's good positioning of his car.
Ooh.
Good positioning of his car there. Comfortably stopping him going down the outside. Venom's just, he couldn't squeeze through.
It's a good thing Hemp didn't decide to just go down that gap when it was there.
It would have caused a racing incident.
He would have caused a racing incident. He's definitely going to be a lot closer this time coming down that start-finish straight. He's having a look now. He's thought better off it.
Is it going to compromise his exit? No, it hasn't. It's made his exit 10 times better.
No,
Look
it
at
hasn't.
that. What an exit. Here we go, on board with Venoms. We will just watch Hemp as he comes to... Venoms! Whoa, watch out, buddy. Oh, Venom's a little bit of a dangerous squeeze there almost, but Hemp got through. Hemp's ran wide. Venoms. Hemp lose the back end again. Side by side. Look at this.
Through again. Just jump back up to the front runners and see what's going on up there. Shag is still... No, he isn't. Shag's lost second. He's back in second again.
Will you guys stop trading places while we're not watching, please? Thank you.
And obviously Shag's going to have DRS again. Oh, yeah. That McLaren got a better exit in that corner.
It did. I think Shag's going to have to settle for second place for a moment here. But he's not. Look at the DRS power from Shag. Brace himself here. Shag just needs to hold it. Don't go for any audacious
Shag is going to be a lot quicker through these corners.
Just has to hold it, doesn't he? Unless he gets a true toe and a true dive. Got to really hold it so that he doesn't kind of attack and cause more problems than he needs to. Here we go.
Shag, look at the power behind that Red Bull.
He's going
to have...
Or a can of Red Bull on the two.
Oh, the McLaren definitely got
both of them lost it. Both of them kind of had a little bit of a twitchy rear end. Here comes Shag now, up on the inside of Hightower. These guys, 16 laps worth of battling. Shag just breezes past again. It's Tower. It goes to show Tower's skill, doesn't it? Really, to kind of be there.
He's definitely taken what. He's definitely taken what we said to the back end of last season, and you can tell by what he did on Tuesday and what he's doing now.
Yeah, but Silver, we didn't expect him to go and try and become a champion, did we? You know what I mean? I want to actually retain my title this year. You know?
Well, you know, it just goes to show that he's just better than you when you give him advice.
Venoms has got back past Hemp.
Yes, he did. I think he did on that straight. So.
Ooh, Hemp. That's a bit of lag. There was a bit of lag going on. First time I've seen it. I'll go back on the fourth position battle me now. Vemmans, Hemp, and Scott. Ben in 7th. Jan in 8th.
Jan is in 8th. Jan has got past
him. Correct. Maldini is so.
And Maldini is a mission and a half away.
Now, his name Lewis, by the way, to those who don't know, what Lewis has to do here, Silver, of course, he has to now head down. Maybe even if he leaves a party, for example, you know what I mean, get himself all by himself, get in the zone, and drive like he's never driven before. Points are up for grabs here, of course. For everyone that finishes, you don't finish, you don't score, it's your own fault. Disconnections count as a retirement, Silver. That is a new thing, of course, unless, shall we say, within 2 laps from the end. The Dragoon rule almost in a way?
Yeah.
Just to kind of...
Well, there was a multitude of reasons why, obviously, Dragoon got given the points, but obviously it was more of the fact that, you know... I think it was more based on the timing of when it happened, because he was like a millimetre off the bloody finish line. So...
He's a lucky fella for getting points, but, you know, you got it, so take advantage. Tower and Shag. So, Tower's back in for the Shag again.
I won't turn around and say that he did get on his hands and knees and practically begged me to give him the points.
Oh, 1 point. You shouldn't give it him, man. Like I said.
But as I said, and as he put it, it's not on it about him. It's about the team effort.
Correct. Did he beg in the name of Shag?
Well, yeah, he did. He begged in the name of Renault, which isn't always.
Speaking of Renault, Shag on the back of Hightower.
Renault?
17 laps.
Renault.
Red Bull Renault. They're technically the Renault. Still got the Renault engine.
No.
This guy's
Red Bull is a drink and it gives Shag wings. Clearly. Are we sure
Grim is having a fantastic race. Sorry, mate, go on.
What, by himself in third?
Getting points. Another podium for Grimdog. Every race he's competed in since season 2 crossed over. He has got a podium in. Shag, look at this, here we go. This is almost a carbon copy. He's going to do him before the end of the grid. He's done him before the end of the grid. Look at that. Oh, Tower. Tower getting aggressive. Look at this. You're perfectly within his right to do it.
Tower, calm down.
No, it's within his right, mate. He got back into the toe. Just if he hit him, then we both know what happened.
Well, that's his wing go away.
Wouldn't be that. There'd be a lot of repercussions. But here we go then.
Okay, considering the fact that I believe they're in the same party as well, yes, there will be.
Oh, are they actually?
I don't think anyone in that party broke away. I think they're all still in the same party.
Good effort, I'm surprised. In third, it's going to be 9, 10 seconds.
Yeah, they are. There's still 7 of them in that party.
Vemmans. Scott's got back past Hemp. They kind of only changed there.
Hightower's not in there.
I'm guessing Hemp and Hightower have gone and done their thing, I'm assuming. They usually
do. They're in their own party. They're normally, as they normally do, yeah.
We kind of almost... We sort of used to advertise it, didn't we?
Verstappen's got back past Hemp, by the way.
I've been watching him, buddy. He's now all over the back of Vemmans. How the fuck is a man still in 4th? Regardless of who's driving
it. But then again, it's a case of who's driving it. Venoms isn't a slow driver by any means. Now, I have just jumped over the front runners, by the way. You can definitely see now, now them tyres are going to be up at temperature. Shag has got a distance between them.
But it's not a second. It's not a second, is it? Don't think.
No,
it's not a second. He's back in DRS.
But he's still going to be too far behind him. But the DRS will put him behind him for the corner at the end of it.
That's what I mean. So it's almost like a never-ending song. How close will Shag runs a little bit wide, misses the apex there. Very good driving there by both drivers. Flicking back to the battle for 4th, which is heating up dramatically. Here we go, 4th, 5th, 6th. Vemmans, Verstappen and Hemp with Ben in the background. Never forget about Ben, 7th place. Jan just behind him too. Here comes Scott. Up the inside of Vemmans. Scott has just outbraked himself like a Trojan and just dove into the middle of China.
You caught yourself there. You are not going to say Trojan.
Scott is just letting the cars through. Good etiquette. Now, good driver etiquette there by Scott.
He's going to have DRS. Is he going to be close enough? No, he isn't. He's nowhere near Shag's away.
That moment where Scott forgets that he actually has a left trigger or a left foot, you know what I mean? So he's currently driven off to somewhere in, I don't know, Swaziland or something. Right, so we have here...
Are you sure he's not paying a visit to Narnia?
Nah, man, he'd only just fucking come back from Narnia. Why do you want to go back to there? Ripped him off, the poor bastard. Here we go, Tower is in 2nd. The gap is just beginning to get up there. The biggest battle we have at the moment is 4th and 5th. Hemp battling with Venoms. Here we go.
20 laps of these two swapping places, and now we can somewhat sort of breathe for a few minutes.
And then, well, you can breathe. I've just jumped back into 4th position. Jesus Christ, I feel like I need my asthma pump after this race. Hemp and Venoms. Hemp's finally got Vemmans, but Vemmans with the mana power in the Mercedes engine. Mercedes power mana. Sorry, begging my pardon. Hemp gives him a lot of room, respectfully. He's going to get DRS Vemmans. Clever driving. The broadcast cam. Much better view there.
Right, I'm just having a quick look at the
side by side. Vemmans gets Hemp into the first corner.
Oh, that could be tasty towards the end of the race. Oh, never mind.
I'm guessing it's broke even. We have here.
No, it isn't.
Hemp has got him again. Side by side still. Let's get back on board.
What happened to Scott?
He drove off. He passed Venoms into the first corner and shot off about 500 yards off the track.
Is he pitted? He's pitted as well. He's put mediums on. Or was he on mediums?
He was on mediums anyway. Is he close to Mellish? Yeah, he went off the track. He went off the track and he let everyone back through.
Oh, I was going to say, bloody hell, he dropped a fair few places. You can have some driving to do now, Scott.
Tower's falling back. The race now, hopefully, will be able to give us a bit of a breather. And obviously, guys, for those of you who want to look at what I'm doing after the race, I will be doing resurrecting my FIFA career mode, so that's after this. But obviously, for the moment, guys, as well, please make sure.
With Aston Villa.
I would rather fucking restart with fucking Bray Wanderers, which I may do on FIFA 18. I won't. Basically, make sure that you tune for that, guys. Also, just to kind of plug us, we are back on Tuesday with twitch.tv/Mustafa Shag, Mustafa with an F, ready for the Tuesday race. And please be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube, of course, Silver, as you already have, I'm assuming, but these guys obviously need to as well.
No, I actually haven't, but...
Oh, you bad bastard.
Hey, hang on. I'm pretty much the streamer for Saturday. Why do I need to subscribe for my own stuff?
Well, subscribe to the channel, give us a few more. Venoms and Hemp just collided and carry on going. Oh my god. On board with the Force India.
Just having a quick look at check off on the front runners. That McLaren is definitely backing off now.
Oh, Venom's hit the side back of Hemp and he's flown off into the gravel. Oh,
which means...
dear.
Is Venom's car alright?
Yep.
Can you tell?
Yep, he's fine, I believe.
That means that Mellish is going to have a good run in at the Venoms now.
And Verstappen as well. And we were talking about Ben, weren't we? Ben, 5th position. It was an absolute racing incident that caught on camera. Live for esports, of course. Couldn't do anything about it. Venom's just got a little bit too hot, and now Venom's has a Mercedes behind him. Mellish or not.
With a Toro Rosso behind him. Mind you, that Mercedes does just, as we said, leaves that Toro Rosso.
Yeah. Oh, Mellish, what's he done? Ooh, dangerous driving there by Mellish. As little as I can say about that, Mellish almost looks flustered, doesn't he, to be up there? Oh, he's gone off.
Oh, he's off. He's going to have to let Scott through. He can't rejoin the track while Verstappen's there.
Intelligent driving by Mellish here. He didn't go back on the curb. I like that. That was very clever. Probably a warning,
I think at the minute, I think what Mellish is going for at the minute, and this is just my opinion on what he's doing, it seems like he's trying to get in his head how much power he has in that car.
He hasn't mustered it. He hasn't realised it, has he?
But he has just... Oh, I was going to say, if he managed to get past Verstappen there...
Oh, he's at the side of him and he's spun a little bit. Right, I think the thing with Mellish, he needs to gain confidence in putting his car into the positions to get into overtakes, because he would have had Scott there within 300 yards of the metres of the corner. He was side by side with him. He broke out of it. Mellish really just needs to kind of harness the kind of...
He needs to get his confidence there.
Yes. Get his eye in, get your confidence in.
And the only way he's going to do that is if we get him into practice lobbies with the likes of Wayne, Shag, you.
But he needs to, and he needs to show up, and he needs to do it. Shag is now 3.3 seconds ahead of Hightower. Grim in 3rd position. Hemp is in 4th. Ben has Soldier Yan for company in 5th. That's the next one brewing. Venom's in 7th. Verstappen in 8th. Mellish in 9th. And Maldini is a minute and 10 off, but he has hauled in the guys in front of him, by the way. It's just a case of Shag pulling away from the rest of the field. Maldini rounds out the top 10, of course. Silver, thoughts so far?
10. I'm glad we've got a sort of breather.
You always say that when there's another battle, don't you? Battle for 5th.
Exactly. It promised him to have a battle.
Ben Pitts.
Well, that battle was quite fast.
Well, another breather, please. And Scott Pitts. And Mellish Pitts.
I'm staying on with Ben, and I'll let you know what tyres he comes out on if you want to watch one of the other two. Ben is putting on another set of softs.
Verstappen mediums.
And he's on his way out now.
He's putting on another set of mediums for Verstappen. He's going to go for 3, with I'm assuming a soft ending, potentially.
And Mellish has also got mediums by the looks of his car. Yes, he has.
Maldini
is going to be... He is, but... Well, I was about to say, but you've got to take into account, obviously, his tyres are going to be worn. However, look at the way that the track's looking weather-wise, and the fact that the track is going to be cooling down. His tyres are at race temperature already.
They are. It's what we were talking about, Silver. I've just got a bit of an insight when we're in the, in the parties with each other on Saturday. We had exactly the same conversation. Myself and Shag, of course. We were having a talk, and Wayne Hammer. Those, obviously, Wayne, thank you for watching this, of course. If you do get a chance to, we will be hopefully seeing you very soon. But
I'm sure Wayne's probably sitting there thinking, I wish I was involved in this.
I'll probably end up putting Wayne in the Williams or the Force India, one of the two, I'm assuming. But we'll talk about that after the race.
Nah, Red Bull.
I don't think so. I think he's a little bit quicker. A little bit quicker. But we can obviously talk about that. Away from that, we'll obviously have a chat with people who want to get involved.
The Ferrari is...
Oh, go on.
No, I was
So
just
the
saying.
quickest car on the racetrack right now is at the Red Bull.
Go on.
Soldier Jan.
No, I know. I've been watching that little Dutch maestro down there.
Well, he's got further than Max did anyway, so that's a bonus, isn't it?
Well, what can I say about Max? You know, unlucky to him. He had a brilliant practice, and then, as per last or 2 weeks ago. No, actually, I'm going to stop myself there. Whoever hasn't watched the race,
yeah, we will. Yeah.
hashtag blame pause.
We just said unlucky. We didn't say what happened to him. You know what I mean? If
Yeah,
Silver wanted to
but
carry
saying
on,
unlucky
then,
to
you
him.
know.
But saying unlucky to him, it's almost like saying, well,
Wait a
we're going to
minute.
finish. Who are you looking at? Oh dear.
Car gone.
Who's gone?
Car out. Well, we were talking Grimm's third, Hemp fourth, Jan fifth. It's Ben.
No one's retired.
Ben's
Nothing's.
Ben's not in.
Well, nothing's popped up.
Ben's out.
I'm checking the race director. Nothing popped
It's
up.
not showing on the race director. Is it
He's got DNF.
DNF? He's just
No.
retired. Ben's pulled in. Ben's out.
He's still in the lobby though.
Rara's just turned around and said no spoilers for the race. Rara, don't worry, we corrected ourselves, but not the main issue at the moment. Ben having a good drive in 7th. Catching Vemmans. Retired from the race.
But it never popped up. Even though we were talking, it still should. I never
Yeah, we
saw
would have
anything pop
noticed
up.
it, surely to God. Yeah, and we're usually pretty shocked because I can't see the name, can I? But I do say, hey, Silver, who the fuck's that? Like I used to do. But, wow, not a good start for Ben in the Haas. No poir. Moving on. Big gaps within all the field here, Silver now. Jan's
There he
pitted,
is.
by the way. And he's come out 6th. Oh, we've got a battle. We do have one battle. Maldini, driving the bloody race of his life to catch back up, has caught the back of Mellish.
He has, and Maldini is
Rara
obviously on
turned
the
round
quicker
and said
tyre.
it did pop up.
I didn't see it.
We must have just missed it. I think it was when
Oh,
we were
no.
kind of having a bit of a laugh and a little bit distracted. But, yeah,
I'll have a word with Ben after the race.
man, find out what went on. We know there was a little bit of an incident, don't we? There's one that we've got so far. We're trying to work out why Ben ended up pitting up so early. And Maldini and Mellish, ironically, the battle which we thought would be at the front, Silver, is currently the battle for 8th place between Mellish and Maldini.
The battle at the front we had was for the first 20 odd laps. Has now
Tara and
opened
Shag
up big time.
putting on a show, didn't they? That made this race what it is so far. Shag has earned himself a 5.6 second lead over Hightower.
Hemp's in the pits.
Perhaps in the pits, we'll have a look here. We'll go back onto the 5th position car of Vemmans. Oh, Vemmans. Thank you. Vemmans
Has
has
put
got him.
super softs on.
What? Really?
Hayes are coming out on supers. Yeah.
I guess it gives us something exciting to look at, doesn't it, really? Hemp and Soldier Jan is kind of coming towards the end of the pits. Hemp has got him comfortably. So Hemp in the 5th position, remains in 5th. Jan in 6th.
And not to mention, once he gets them tyres up to temperature, he's gonna go.
I just need to point out to the fans as well, the guys watching this, and girls of course, no hashtag no sexism, kick sexism out of gaming, made that up on top of my head.
Oh,
There was
Maldini, by the way, has got Mellish.
Always got him, I believe that was
Sorry
into
to cut you off,
DRS,
but he
wasn't
did
it?
get Mellish.
I did miss
Yes,
it as
it
well,
was.
so forgive me there. Cheers for that coverage, your Silver. Just to let you guys know as well, there is no Constructors' Championship because cars will be moving around quite a bit. You know, in this field, of course, Silver as we know. So, you know.
Except the fact that we've got 2 Toro Rossos and 2 Haas's.
Oh, there will be some movement. Like I said, I can anticipate some movement, but...
Yeah, hashtag Grim Renault.
Yep, Grim in a manner. I've tried to exit the lobby 3 times now. This is no doggy shots, guys, here. Come on, fucking hell. I've clicked exit multiplayer nearly more times than how many positions I dropped on Saturday. So we're rolling now. We're kind of getting somewhere. We have got Maldini, who is setting off on the back of Scott. Mustafa Shag having a rather excellent race, really. Sponsored by Red Bull. Hightower Bean in second. Thank God for mute buttons, man. I just missed these like a bitch. We also have Grim in third, who is 18.7 behind Shag, and Behrman's fourth. Hemp fifth.
Thing is,
flying at the back.
I don't think that's going to bother Grim. But, however, how long is a pit stop?
About 22.
So
About
even
22.
though Grim is 18 seconds behind him, he is still a pit stop. He is still within that pit stop range. If Shag has to pit for any reason, Grim will catch him up.
Oh, he will. He definitely will. He definitely will pit. Absolutely guarantee it.
But will Shag have to pit before Grim does?
That is debatable.
Bearing in mind.
Coming a bit earlier, didn't he? A lap or two earlier.
So I'm going to have this. The only time I'm mentioning this race director, I'm not mentioning
No, do it.
penalties or
No,
anything
do you
like
know
that.
what? You can do it if you want. I mean, like I said, I've got the list of drivers here watching, so you know, at the end of the day, you can mention it.
Shag pitted on lap 11 for his softs.
Yeah.
Grim pitted on lap 9 for his mediums.
It's gonna even out that, isn't it? If Shag pits after Grim, Grim's got a problem with the setup. Oh, his car is just, we know the Haas is notoriously vile on its tyres, isn't it? But
yeah. Now we've got to take into account. Obviously, Hightower pitted the exact same time as Shag because they came in 1-2 and they came out in front of Grim. But it's just interesting. Yes. Now, one thing I am noting is, I believe, right, the race director's pit up. Ben did retire in the pits.
Oh, it was in the pits. Okay, shame for him. Obviously, the Haas car not giving Ben the most joy, of course.
One thing to note, Venom's is in the pits as well.
Oh, Venom's in the pits. This will gift the 4th position back to Hemp. It already has. Jan 5th. Verstappen 6th.
Venom's has dropped down all the way to 9th.
He's last. Wow. You notice as well how Venom's has gone on to the harder strategy here, or the softer strategy. Sorry, wrong way around.
Shag's in.
Shag's in. Goodness me, he's almost right behind Venom's. Shag comes into the pits.
Here comes Hightower round. Now, is Hightower going to pit? Hightower's going very slow. Hightower is pitting.
Puncture!
He is going...
Puncture front left!
Very slow.
Front left puncture!
Grim is up into second. Is he going to get Shag? He's got Shag. Grim's in first.
Grim's in first! On the mediums. What's Shag on? Soft. They've got to stop again once each. If Grim goes for mediums, Silver, we got a race on here.
Okay, here's the thing though. Is Grim going to be able to hold out faster and get enough of a gap in front of Shag? Without obviously him, so you got to take into account obviously there is a 22-second window. Not including how long it will take for Grim's car to... Well, no, that does include Grim's car driving up the pit lane. There's a 22-second gap. Now, is Grim going to be able to open up a 22-second lead?
Have you seen how far behind Shag Tower is?
Yeah, he's a bit far behind.
Hemp is closing on him.
Now, have you noticed though?
Go on, mate, sorry.
Tower
battle here.
Is on medium. Hemp is on the supers. However, Hemp is going to have to get past Tower and open up a gap before them super softs.
I don't think he will, mate. He's gone on them for about, what is it, 4 or 5 laps he's been on them now? That isn't going to happen, is it?
Yeah, he's coming to the end of it.
I'll tell you what, I'm impressed
with keeping an eye. Shag's got Grim. Shag's going to have Grim down that straight.
Already, let's have a look here.
Yeah, he's under DRS.
Has he got him?
Yeah.
Not by much.
He does.
He's not
by much.
The move isn't done and dusted yet. Grim, a late arrival for this performance league. He was umming and ahhing about it, and based on his performances, Silver, I reckon that he's made the right decision.
Yeah, Grim's sort of like Owen and Aaron like me. Obviously, both me and like a lot of people do have to get up and go to work tomorrow morning. So it's like,
This is
running
why
a
this
100%
time
race.
of night is brilliant. It is, isn't it? This time of night is perfect. We're going to be done by 10 o'clock.
Oh,
Podium's
yeah,
done by
we'll be
5
done
past
by
10. Game over.
well, actually, you say that right. We're on lap 30. It's about 1 minute and 30 seconds each lap. So we've
done by
probably got
10
another
short.
20.
Just about
got
10.
about-
Ooh.
No, it'd be about 10
45
to 10.
minutes.
Yeah,
1
we'll be
minute
done
lap
in about
would
half an
be
hour.
27 minutes. 10 o'clock if we, I reckon around about 10 o'clock.
Are you watching our race leader, by the way?
I am watching Mustafa Shag right now, buddy.
Have you seen the gap he's opening up over Grim? On them fresh softs.
It's, to be fair, I think it's kind of expected. In fairness, I do think it is expected. We've got Grim, who I have to say is having a fantastic race. Tower is 26 seconds off the lead now.
We need. I am going to apologise to Grim right now. We have been neglecting his final part of his game tag. He
Nosh,
is
nosh.
the nosh of the league.
Hey, come on, man! I've been
Grim's
throwing
pitted.
noshes
Grim's
everywhere.
in.
Grim's pit. Big moment! Big moment! Big moment! Perfectly into the pits. Grim's got a pit glitch. Silver, look at his speed of his car.
Yeah, he's going 44 miles an hour.
He can go 50.
Grim's on softs.
He's going for 2 more stops, isn't he? But has he done enough? He's
Where's
done enough.
Hightower?
He's jumped tower. He's jumped tower. By a way. The puncture has killed off Liam. It has, hasn't it, Silver?
It
Hightower.
has, because
It's been killed off here.
that just means that Shag is going to be completely clear.
Shag just needs to not put a foot wrong here. Vemans has jumped Mellish, by the way. A man overtaking a Mercedes. Yes, I did just say that. A man overtaking a Mercedes. Have a look at Venom's tyres. Looking good so far. No wing damage. Maldini is not disposing of Scott in the way that I thought he would do. Scott doing very well in the Toro Rosso. I think we may have found the right fit. We found the right fit for the majority of drivers, haven't we? I think here, Silver.
I think we found the right fit for near. I'd say the only person I've seen that's massively struggled
Ben?
with their car is Ben. Outside of
there's
Mellish,
3 people.
which is an
3
obvious.
people. Maldini, Mellish and Ben, personally, I think have been the 3. There is a way we can resolve that. I will talk to you in private. That'll be in a conversation tomorrow, and then the league will be, obviously we'll announce it. I have a very, very good idea of what to do.
Oh dear.
But we'll see. I believe that Grim's
Is this
in
an
the right
idea
car.
that's going to
I
have
do
to go
think.
to the committee first?
Yes.
Alright.
But it will be, it is simply, it's only going to be about the car changes anyway. So it'll probably be dealt with whoever
Yeah,
runs
that's
the
fine.
performance. So it'll probably be, I'll be drawing it all up on paper with, like, you know, what's gone on. And then we'll work out what to do. But anyway, moving on, that is obviously not this issue today. Soldier Jan has had a very, very quiet race. Very bad in parts, isn't it, with a couple of crashes. But he has found his rhythm and is in 5th position, a long way behind Hemp, who...
Shag is 22.8 seconds in front of Grim.
Red Bull, it is, I would say, Shag and the Red Bull, but predominantly Red Bull, but Shag, you can't take anything away from you. If, obviously, you can have the machinery, as Mellish is proving, you've got to have the ability to control it. And not a slight on Mellish, he will get there eventually, but...
No, that's what I'm saying. Practice. That's what we need from Mellish. We need to get him. We need to get the guys to start running. Obviously, we got to remember we do equal Tuesday
Let me
and
check
equal on.
something. Remember here, Silver, sorry to cut across you here, 200 miles an hour, remember that.
Yep.
Checking something. Go on, carry on, sorry mate.
So what we need to take into account, obviously, we need to try and find a way where the guys are going to have time to practice this. And the only time feasibly they're going to be able to practice performance is Saturday afternoon.
Friday.
After the 100% race. But they're not going to want to do 100% performance when they've got an equal race the next day.
No, don't worry about it, I was just checking something. I'm checking the top speeds of each car. Just because we've never done it before, have we?
Oh, I think Mercedes
Shag
are like
and
220 something.
200. 200 Mellish down the straight, as did Shag. We'll have a look at Grim.
Grimm's got 201.
Topped off at
202.
202. Ricochet, Tower, the McLaren, probably did about 112. They had about 114.
See, the
198
thing
for Tower.
I'm quite surprised that Medish is not smashing that top speed of the Haas.
Forcing the 201. They're all relatively equal. Toro Rosso obviously just missing out the 200. So, wow, we're checking the speeds. Venoms has got Maldini. Manor overtakes a Ferrari now.
We need to sort these cars out, or at least find out what was going on.
Maldini
We
was
know
good
what's
round
killed off
Melbourne.
Tower.
Towers was the puncture. I think Towers in the right car personally.
Yeah, I think
we'll
he is. It was just that puncture.
I'm almost, do you know, I'm actually going to say it to the stream. Tower and Grimm where they are, the rest move up one.
Tower and Grimm where they are, the rest move up one. Hang on, Maldini's in the Ferrari. If he moves up one,
He stays
he's
where
going
he is.
in a Mercedes.
He will stay where he is, obviously. I'm on a... Whoa, bit of lag there. What happened there? Holy moly.
Who are you watching?
Lag City, bitch. Maldini at the back of Venoms. Oh no, please Maldini, don't reach.
Right.
No, Maldini, don't leave. It's had a heartbreaking week. Basically, the top cars, Shag and Maldini stay where they are, and Mellish. Hemp to Williams.
Yep.
Toro's to Force India.
Yep.
Ben, possibly to Toro.
Yeah.
Maybe with Grimm. Towers stays in the Macca. Venoms, I think, and everyone else stay the same. Is Venom,
Interesting.
do we move Venoms to the Renault with Forrester?
Interesting. We'll have to bring it up in.
We'll bring it up. That's what
We'll
I mean,
bring it
just
up
to kind
on
of level it out.
Well,
It's not a case
in
of whether
fairness,
people are happy
we
with it, it's
could
just
probably
what's going to have to happen, isn't it? This is more of the thing we're saying, you're in this car, this is it.
Yeah, so lap 34, Mustafa Shag is
Cheers, buddy. Oh, because Connie's away, isn't
23.2 seconds in front.
He's the door. He's not pulled away that much, man.
No,
Only
he
second in
hasn't,
about
but-
5 laps.
Yes, true, but obviously what you're going to take into account then now is when he does, he is going to have to pit again. So is
course he
Grimm.
And so will Tower. I'm assuming. Actually,
Tower's on medium, so he might be able to get it to the end.
he won't be competitive though, will he? Really?
Nope. And the McLaren's not exactly known for its tyre wear neither.
Maldini's pitted again. Oh dear. Deary me. Mustafa Shag is coming around to lap Maldini Silver. We picked these two to be 1 and 2.
Well, you did.
Well, we both thought Maldini would be up there, didn't we? At least.
I
In
was
terms of
thinking
fight.
Maldini would be a lot further ahead of where he is. But it just goes to show, you know, it's the case of
Hemp pits.
races
Hemp
go
pits from
badly.
4th. I'll keep an eye on Hemp in the pits.
It's going to be going on softs. Has Hemp started leaving the pit yet?
He's just entered the pit garage now. Medium tyres come on. He's going
Right.
to the end.
Jan's going past him. Now,
Cool. Jan's got him.
Hemp will potentially come out in 5th. He will
Yeah,
do,
I would.
but he is going to have a Manor and a Toro Rosso right behind him.
Oh! Oh! Daring by Scott. Scott runs wide. Cuts the
Scott's gonna have to
grass.
let him back through.
Good driving again by Scott.
He has.
He needs to sort the brakes out on that Toro. That's the 3rd time this race, Silver, he's done this. Moving on anyway. Lemons.
There is
Hemp.
Mellish. There is Maldini. As Maldini is on the start-finish straight, yeah, Shag in that Red Bull is reading
See
that
him nearly.
Ferrari in.
Podium celebrations coming up.
Maldini.
Jan in
What
4th.
happened, Maldini?
Yeah, man. It's got a good battle here. We're back in the battles. So I'm going to take a quick intermission. I've just got to run off 1 second. I'll be back very shortly for you. Do apologise, my man.
Hightower is in 3rd. He is actually catching. Is he catching Grimm? Well, there's a straight between the two of them, but he is not a million miles behind him. And then you've got Soldier Yan is off in 4th. Very good race from Yan. Venoms is in 5th, but he has got a 14 year of Hemp. And a Toro Rosso of Verstappen right behind him. Oh, good move there by Hemp. Very daring going on the outside there. Well defended there by Venoms. Now Hemp is going to have DRS. I'll stay with this. Where's he going to go? Is he going to go on the outside? He is going on the outside. Plenty of space given by Venoms. Great driving by these two. And Hemp is up into 5th. Oh, no, switch back. Venoms on the outside. Oh, he goes off the track. And Hemp holds 5th. So it's Hemp up into 5th. Then we've got Pure Venoms in the Manor in 6th. And then we've got Verstappen in the Toro Rosso. Oh! Venoms getting it all wrong there. Back of the card switched out. But he seems to be okay. Swap, see if I can down look at his wing. Yep, he's fine. And then we've got, as I said, Verstappen is just behind him. He is going to be in DRS. Is he going to be close enough to use that DRS? No, he's not. Venoms has obviously got DRS because of how close he is to Hemp. So it's just used Hemp's card to pull him along and out of range of Verstappen. And then we'll go back down and check on the Mercedes. Junior managed in 8th. And then we got the Ferrari and Maldini in 9th. Maldini has not had the best race in the world in that Ferrari. Considering how fast he was around Melbourne in the car, he's definitely not had a good time here in Bahrain. And then we got, to make matters worse, our race leader, Mustafa Shag, is coming up behind him quite quickly.
Who's that, mate? I'm back.
I was just going down the, you missed a decent battle.
Who was it? Hemp and Venoms?
Venoms and Hemp.
I'm on board with Verstappen now. Luckily, I was on board with Hemp, so the guys who watching the stream didn't miss it. Unfortunately, I didn't catch it, of course, just had to run and do something quick.
Very good battle. Hemp got him on DRS, and then Venoms nearly pulled off a switchback, but he ended up running a bit wide. So, good racing, buddies.
As we are now entering
keeping an eye on,
night time, of course, twilight zone.
One thing I am going to say, right, and this is probably the wrong time to say it, however, Mustafa Shag is behind Maldini, okay? You can see him when you look behind. However, Shag cannot catch that Ferrari.
It's a problem, isn't it? Maldini has just not had a good race here. I know.
No, he hasn't. And that goes to show that Ferrari engine will be a monster.
But can he harness it?
That's the problem.
Stick up with Venoms. We've got one battle on track at the moment. It's Venoms and Verstappen here at the moment. Verstappen is closing in dramatically on Venoms, it must be said, but Venoms is really putting a show on for us in this manner today. You won't be happy with his position. Obviously, you know Venoms likes to be up there all the time, but you know the performance does kind of neutralise that in a way, doesn't it? I guess
it does. It really does, and it presents a different challenge for everybody to do. At least there's one thing I can safely say. If Mr. RFNX Jack was in this performance, he'd be safely in the Sauber.
It'd be interesting to see where he'd fit in. It really would. It'd be interesting. It would be cool to see how we would cope. We have a lot of quick drivers who aren't in this.
Choice, though.
No, it would be Sauber. You know, when you come into a Saturday league and just walk over us like that, you know what I mean? But however, this race did prove he was slightly human. Grim and Kia were sort of within the vicinity of him, weren't they? They weren't a million miles away this week. Obviously, Jack took off in Melbourne,
exactly.
didn't he? But you will not be seeing my
Jack
lovely driving ability.
As well.
He took off, but then he didn't kind of leave everyone in orbit, did he?
No, there was that 20-odd second gap. He was in the pit. There was a pit stop between them. That's all it would have taken for him to be caught up.
And it could have happened. Here we go then. Verstappen with DRS again. One thing I will almost criticise about Verstappen, almost constructively here, is the fact that he's not staying in the tow under DRS.
No, he isn't, and that is one thing I am picking up with him. He always, immediately, as soon as he hits the DRS, he pulls out from behind the back of the car.
It's almost as if just to say why, isn't it?
Yeah.
It begs
But
the
then
question.
it's when you like, and then when you look at like Shag and Hightower, flipping backwards and forwards like a pair of
Amazing.
like a guy
Amazing
changing
battling.
his pajamas every day. It was just like you'd see them.
He's done it again.
You'd
Look
see
here.
one
Look
of
at
them hit
Scott.
the DRS. Yeah,
He's
he
not
hits
getting
the
enough
DRS,
of a
but he
toe.
pulls out.
I know the Toro's braking isn't the best. We've seen it with Jan a couple of times already in this race. We've seen it with Scott a hat-trick of times. But you've got to get in the toe to get yourself into a position to be able to nail the car. It's almost like Scott's braking has left him with a feeling of unconfidence, isn't it, really? And I think, well, no cars lapped. We predicted cars to be lapped around about lap 20 to 30, didn't we? No car has been lapped yet. So one person who suffered here, Silver, as well, just briefly, one person who's suffered in this race now, Hightower. Struggling on the mediums.
And one person that seems... The thing with I've lost my train of thought. No, that was it, Verstappen. The thing with Verstappen at the minute, and I'm only saying it because it's almost like he's not used to the way the car handles, feels, or the way the power is, the way it distributes it when he puts the throttle down, when he lifts off. And that's similar to what Mellish has got at the same time. Yeah. He's not got the confidence behind him to put the car where it needs to be.
It's almost as if he doesn't. Do you know what? It's like he doesn't want to. I know he does, because Scott is one of the most. He's my teammate on Tuesday. I know about his competitivity. We've seen him last year in, well, forgive me in the old league and in. Ooh, Venom's nearly put Scott in the pit lane, or he would have if he was me on Saturday. Yeah, he's done it again. Look. Oh,
yeah, he keeps weaving. I've just Are you watching his car?
Venom's. I'm on board with Venom's. I just saw him, but Venom's really walloped the curb there. Now, see what I was going to bring up. If Scott had stayed in the toe, he wouldn't have caught him. He would have been on him. But if Venom's had hit the curb, Scott would be in a position now to attack. Yep. It's all about planning limits.
One thing obviously I want you to do, when we next get to the DRS straight, the start-finish straight, watch what Scott does. Because he pulls out from behind Venom's and then weaves back in and back out again. Which means that DRS that he's got is not helping him.
It hinders him in a way because he's got to then fight the car in case of potential loss of grip.
Yeah, so in effect...
We're going to find out now, though. Here we go.
I'm watching him now. For me, right now, he should have put his car behind Venom's. I know Venom's wasn't on the racing line, but he should have been behind me.
I don't think he actually got DRS there, did he? I think he was a little bit too far back, actually.
Yes. No, he did get DRS.
Ah, right, okay. I'm going to be on board with Scott this time here. We'll go on board from a cockpit cam perspective. We haven't done this yet. I don't use this camera enough, do I really? But we'll have a look on board with Scott just to see how he actually physically controls the car from inside. It's telling him to pit, apparently. It's flashing up pit. Jan's pitted. Jan's pitted from fourth. Yep, Jan's in the pits. He will get jumped by all of these cars. We're on board now with Scott.
Right, so Scott
flicks the DRS on.
Right.
He's done it again.
Then look, he pulls out, and then he straightens up again, and then he pulls back in again, and then he pulls off to the left.
And that's actually turned into a good little bit of driving there by Scott. Puts Venoms under a bit of pressure. Venoms does run wide, compromises entrance to the next corner, and here comes Scott now battling back. This now is going to be a test. Mana versus Toro Rosso. Scott, look, it gambled this time. It doesn't usually work for him. We've seen it a few times. But this is around the trickiest corner around the outside. I've seen it pay off a couple of times, done it once myself. Here comes Scott then. On board him, we'll get off cockpit cam, we'll get back on a TV offset this time. We'll start showing a couple of other cameras. We'll show what this game really can't do. Oh, Venoms runs wide again. Tyres may be struggling a bit here, Venoms. He's struggling a little bit.
Let's quickly check with Jan. Jan has gone on the mediums.
I believe he's 7th, isn't he? No, he's 8th. Jan has to get past Mellish all over again.
Shag is starting to reel in Maldini.
I think he's on the back of him now. I did check on the last DRS straight. Scott on DRS again. No criticism for Scott here. Nothing meant to kind of offend him in any particular way, shape or form, but it's almost constructive, isn't it? Oh, Venoms runs wide. Venoms, oh, Venoms, that was dangerous there. All 4 wheels off the track there, Silver.
Oh.
And he did chop right across the front of him.
All we're saying about Scott is We just don't think he's got the confidence in the Toro Rosso.
Oh, he's there again. It's decision making, Adam. It's decision making. I tell you, it is, isn't it? It is decision making.
Yeah.
He didn't need to go down the outside then.
No, he doesn't. Now, I will give praise to him. The beginning of the last lap, whereby he made Venoms think when he went to the outside, that was a decent move, because that makes Venoms think, where is he?
It's rare for us to kind of, I know we usually kind of at this time just start doing reviews of drivers, don't we? But we got that much to think about here that you start to notice individual driving styles, which is a lot better in this performance, I think.
I mean, okay, so we are at that point in the race now. If I was to turn around and say, who would you say your driver of the race has been? Can you pick one?
No.
Because I'm in the same boat as what... Yeah, because I'm in the same boat as what me and Chris were on Saturday. There is not one driver you can say was better than the other. Because
I would personally
look at
give it to a few other people, but on Saturday, but obviously I'm not in there, but go on, sorry.
I mean, I look at it this way. Yes, we could give it to Shag. He's led every single lap from lap around 23. But then we can't not give it to Grim, and then we can't not give it to Hightower, and the only reason the Hightower isn't in the battle for first anymore is because of a puncture. And then you've got Venoms in the Manor, you've got Hemp in the Force India.
He's had a fantastic drive, Hemp, hasn't he? Yeah.
And then on top of that, you've got Scott.
Which I really want to give a lot more praise. I am giving him praise because he's really
Stay behind him. Stay behind him. Stay behind him.
He's done it. He's done it now. He's done it now. Look at this. Here we go. Finally, Scott. Great move. But now can he trust the brakes? He can't. He's overshot it. Oh, nearly braked just in time. Another good move by Venom's corner cut there. You have to take that corner cut sometimes.
I'm starting to think, is his brake pressures right on his setup for his car?
Too low, man. They're too low. He's gone for an equal car setup, which is a Mercedes-style setup, isn't it, with handling of the other car. This now is the whole shooting match with another car. Giving us great entertainment, I'll tell you that. Jan has got back past Mellish, by the way, just out of a small matter, and Shag just simply can't catch Maldini.
Speaking of Mellish, you can't take anything away from him either. I know he's not been involved in big fights and all that lot, because obviously, again, it's a case of he needs to get in his head that the Mercedes is going to go around that corner. It is going to outpace that car down that straight. It is going to outturn that car on that corner.
If he harnesses that car, we'll be seeing him fighting for podiums. Regardless of his ability, it's all about harnessing the car. You learn the car you're in. Mellish, we know, is going to be locked into that Mercedes.
Yeah. And on top of...
I mean, like I said, I'd almost say as well, for drivers as well, sorry, so 1 second, in terms of drivers, sorry buddy, for drivers, Shag isn't locked into the Red Bull. If Shag decides to go and win races by a minute at a time, there is manoeuvres. You know, there's movement that can be made, you know what I mean?
Well, luckily for Shag, the only person he's a minute in front of is... Maldini.
No, not anymore, man. Venoms is 180, man. Oh, Scott pits. Scott's pitted. Which will bring him out in an easy position, won't it?
No. He might be...
Easy.
Oh, no,
Maldini's going to jump him! Maldini's jumped Scott!
Could Scott be the only car...
He's lapped. He's just been lapped. Oh, no, man. Poor Scott. Couple of meetings, of course, before the race, wasn't there? Silver, we absolutely had to... Not going to obviously reveal exactly what happened,
Grim's
but, you know, a raised voice. Grim pits.
There was an incident.
We had an incident, but we're not going to go there. But like I said, you know, obviously, heat of the moment things happen. Celebi, obviously, it has been discussed at a later date. Grim is going to be... we got a problem with Hemp. Get on fourth place. Smoking car. No way his engine. Well, he's Scottish, and Swizz of course did leave. Swizz of course unfortunately has retired from the scene, at least for the moment, of course. Silver, hasn't he? Wish him well, of course. Hopefully see him back soon. Hopefully for the new game, of course, buddy. But Hemp, this is going to kill him. Rim is out so far in front of Hemp, it's ridiculous.
Yep. Now, Venoms, I was about to say, must be enjoying that clean air. Venoms is in, which means Jan is taking 5th back.
Jan inherits 5th, so Linus staying here.
Mellish is going to inherit 6th.
Mellish in 6th.
Maldini is starting the start-finish straight now.
Can I just say, Maldini, has driven an absolutely faultless race.
Maldini's in 7th. Is Venoms going to get lapped by Shag?
Shag pits!
Oh, no, Venoms, and that'll give Verstappen the time to unlap himself, of course. Shag's put on supers.
Tower is nowhere near him. Shag has done it.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I think we may even have an
second now, isn't he?
We may have an emotional Shag after this race.
But is he going to be able to do 12
can he hold it?
laps?
That's... He's up too early, isn't he? He's come in too early, man. No, he's
Mind
not.
you,
He did 11 laps on the first stint.
He did 11 laps on the first stint.
These guys,
and
Silver,
do you
remember season 2 or season 1 where we had bloody hell, hemp nearly, I'm not sure if it was tyre smoke or engine smoke. We had a limited grid, didn't we, in season 2?
Yeah.
These guys have always put on a show, even when we had 7 drivers. You know what I mean?
They have,
Not the
and
best
I know
scenario.
I know we've been putting off this performance season. We put it off. We put it off. We put it off. We put it off.
Till season 2.
Now we've given it to them.
They're putting on a show.
Look what they go and do with it.
Out of
and of course,
interest, Verstappen has jumped Venom's undercut.
Has he?
Yep.
Come on, Scott.
He's done him.
But he is a...
Maldini's 6th, Mellish
is in.
Oh, it's a shame.
Mellish has gone for Mellish.
That's not a bad call. 9th.
But
that would be the right time. But he's still lap 46 though, isn't it? Think about it. Thinking about that then. He's a lap down there, isn't he? Tower has driven a near faultless race. Great battle between them two as well. Grim 3rd, Hemp's in problems. Hemp has got some issues here.
I was about to say, has Mellish been lapped? Here he has.
No, not quite.
So why is Mellish on lap 46 but Shag's on lap 47?
Because Shag's on the same corner as him nearly. He's about, if you go onto the non-broadcast mode, just about see Mellish coming round the right-handed now. Look at, there you go. There he is.
Yeah, Shag is just a mission and a half ahead.
Going back to the kind of conversation that you said about driver of the day, now we've actually got a couple of minutes spare that we can breathe, other than if you look at Hemp's car and you'll get carbon monoxide poisoning, but if you have a look at the driver of the day talk, I will almost give them nominations, you know what I mean? Obviously we've got a few laps left.
Let's do that. How many people are watching the stream?
Do you know what? I've got an even better idea. People in the comments section on YouTube. We'll do the YouTube, shall we? Let's get YouTube a little bit more active in the comments. YouTube, 10 laps to go, just over. Driver of the day. Put it in the comments down below. How about that for you? I'm almost half tempted to turn around and say Maldini, but he's had a bit of a shocker in terms of the rest of his race. Second half of the race, he's been possibly the quickest driver.
I'm just getting on. I'm just thinking now. Obviously, we're 9 laps to go. If you go on the race leader, we are 9 laps to go. How is he going to be in the podium?
8 laps time. Yeah, it's going to be emotional. Well, you heard me in my first podium, when I got the first win in esports. On the Mexico Grand Prix, even though it wasn't as emotional as what it would be because of obviously what happened prior with the incident with Voids, of course.
Yeah. But so with obviously with Shag and recent events, obviously he's been on our end about Saturday, and the only reason he's really been kicking it in there mostly is because he's sticking by the ruling of the fact that if he didn't race Saturday, he couldn't race Sunday. But he has been saying he will be competitive on the Performance League Sunday.
It's all talk, but then when you back the talk up...
when you back the talk up with a 16-second lead over second place...
You can say it's the car. You can say it's the car, but then, as we've
But it's
discussed,
also going to be down to the person driving that
person
car.
holding that controller, holding that wheel, putting their foot on the pedals, depending on how you do it. No matter how you do it, if you work with the machinery, work with it well, then
See,
you're going to
one
get
thing
somewhere.
now, speaking of, and there is...
I'm going to have to
Venom's-
interrupt you. You've spotted it as well. Mellish's first overtaking manoeuvre.
And he's got
Never
him.
overtook a car on the track. I know it's a manner. Venom's is going to be kicking himself. Why did I do so well in Saturday and Tuesday before I left?
And if you, yeah, Venom's is going to be kicking himself even more. Look who's behind him.
Oh my god.
And he's being blue flagged as well.
Bro, there's a blue flag.
Venom's has
Venom's
got to
very
let
nice. He
him
gets
go,
out of the
and
way.
he
Fair
has.
play to him. Good driving by Venoms. He knows the task at hand, doesn't he? Really. He knows
Obviously,
what he has
Mellish
to do.
is going to let him go
Mellish
as well,
went
which
through,
he has done.
and Venoms has took
And
him. Oh, intelligent driving by Wayne there.
Venom's has
And
let him
Venoms
back.
runs wide. No, he didn't.
Oh, did he?
He ran wide.
Ooh.
He hit the
Go
curb
on,
and ran
Mellish.
wide. Mellish. Silver, right. None of these are watching the stream, by the way. We're saying stuff and they're doing it. This is really weird. But you know, man, why not? We've spoken enough about Shag. He's had enough TV time, so he can piss off for a few minutes. He's even that greedy now, Shag. He's getting TV time while watching the backmarkers battle in at the moment, isn't he?
He is, and one thing I am going to have to say, by the way, as long as it stays this way, I am, you know, Shag obviously is going to get, unless something changes, Shag thoroughly deserves the win he's got. I am happy with the fact that I am glad Hightower is bringing it in, is now
Oh, you there, buddy?
in second. He's comfortably would be a lot further up the track. You there? Hello?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm there, but yeah, you might cut out a little bit while you were talking.
I was just saying, Hightower, if he didn't get that puncture, he's pitting, by the way.
Tower.
Yeah.
Tower pits. Where's Hemp?
7 laps to go. This is going to be supers.
Hemp is
This
a
is
million
gonna be
miles away.
supers.
It's gonna be supers. Grim.
Where's
Need
Grim?
to watch out. Grim's flown past him before he even stops.
It's supers.
Grim second. He's going for supers. Hemp is coming towards the final corner. He's not got him. We have a clear top
well
3.
out.
My idea of car moves, of course, will be brought forward to our committee, of course, guys. And I believe
yes,
it will be. I
that-
reckon it will be sanctioned. I think that will be sanctioned. That, to be fair.
Well, we'll need to. Obviously, as we said, there are certain people we're not going to move for obvious
Yep.
reasons. I think there's only probably a line of about 3 or 4 people that may move.
Yeah,
And
they're
obviously,
looking
we've got to
highly
take into
likely
account,
to
obviously,
do it.
if you guys want to come in as well, we'll have to take into account your guys' pace as well.
Yep, but of course we can rearrange people. Like I said, nobody is safe in these cars, barring I'd probably say
Rara.
Mellish.
Rara, say you're going to race, we'll hook you up with a Mercedes.
Rara, I'll get friendly with someone up north and we'll see if we can arrange something so you can have Sunday night off, you know what I'm saying? Good stuff. We have a potential battle. Only a minor potential. Scott and Maldini.
Ooh, that'd be tasty. Let me just double check on Hemp.
Why is Venom all the way back there? Has he pitted?
Hemp is smoking away.
What's happened to Venoms? He's about 15 seconds off Mellish.
He must have pitted.
No, he's on the same tyres. Has he gone off?
Then I don't know.
Mellish runs dramatically wide. Let me just get on board with Venom's car. He's running wide at every corner here, Silver. I believe we have a bit of wing damage, possibly.
Maybe.
He can barely control the car. What's going on with Venoms? Oh, he's struggling. He's struggling. Look at that.
Has he got wing damage? Can we see?
It's hard to tell.
It looks like he's got half
We
a
only
wing
have
off.
one manner, don't we? It does on that front right, doesn't it, again?
It does look like he's got half a wing off.
Still,
His car also looks like it's struggling to go through the gears as well.
the manor is shutting down. Hemp
We're
giving
not
us a
on
bit of
sim, though.
Scottish smoke, which is interesting. Still going.
I was about to say we're not on sim though. It doesn't normally do that, and then we think of hemp, and it's like, well, his car's currently on fire.
One of them, isn't it?
Well, I'm going to keep an eye on Venom to see what he's doing. If anything, if it is the wing, he'll be coming in a minute.
You can't stick out with that. Yeah, I think Venom's just looking at just bringing it home, isn't he, here at the moment? Just to get the
He's not
points.
coming in.
It must have been a crash or something. I don't know. It's
He's
bizarre
only
seeing
doing,
that.
his car's just topped out at 170. Oh, there we go. It's a bit better, Venom's.
Still, I'm
190 miles
looking
an
at
hour. He's just got down that
possibly the
straight.
best camera angle I've seen. I'm in an aerial shot going over sector 1 and 2. Almost a micro machine style. This is fantastic. Oh, and then they put me back on the back wheel. Fuck, I spoke too early. Right, moving on then. We've got Maldini in 6th position, bringing home what's probably going to be 8 points, bearing on penalties, of course.
This is what you need, Cody's. This is the kind of camera angles broadcast mode needs to give. In front of the car. In front of the car. None of this back of the wheel mumbo
Or
jumbo.
even more aerial shots. More aerials, because then you can see the dynamic of the track, and you may be able to see more people further up. Hemp is having problems. Jan is beginning to catch him. I don't think he's going to get on him.
What I think they should do
Yeah.
is, in the new game especially, they won't do it now, but in the new game, what they should do is give us, like, if we're doing something like this, and you're out, you can press, like, the back button, and it just brings up the entire track, and it just tells you where people are. It tells you lap times on the right-hand side, you know, what people's speed traps are like, things like that, so you can just see them.
Almost like a motorsport manager, football manager, kind of like a graphic where you can kind of picture.
Yeah, because you can see it when you're in the pits.
Yeah, you can actually.
In effect, what we see in the pits is what I'm thinking they should let the people that are, like, not in the race anymore just bring it up on the screen to everyone and say, well, go on.
Tower is fucking hauling Grimmin.
He's on fresher rubber.
Grim is just going to cross the line now. A
And
gap of just
Grim
over
is
5
also running on
seconds.
softs.
Worn softs.
He's going to have to haul him in, though, at a second a lap.
I think he will. Based on the speed differential. I think Venom's is just...
There's Hemp, obviously smoking away. We need to have discussions with him about smoking while racing.
Yeah, man. We have a very fit regime. All the other commentators can go off and do cigarette breaks and stuff like that, you know what I mean? It's one of them.
Maldini, as bad of a race he's having with this, he is currently in a comfortable 6th position, which he isn't going to be happy with. I say that as I then swap to Verstappen, who isn't exactly far behind him.
I just did exactly this. Do you know what? Your commentary has just led me to do exactly the same thing. That was brilliant timing.
Then obviously got Mellish in 8th, and then you've got Venoms, who is just not having a good time in that.
Grim said he'd be lapped as well, didn't he, I believe? Grim turned around and said he would get lapped by Shaggy. Venom's good move out of the way there, no man. Great driving.
Yeah, there's Grim sitting there saying, oh, I'm going to get lapped, and there's him lapping Venoms.
This is probably, I'd say, I know Grim's had a lot of good races in Season 2. Personal note, based on watching him and seeing what he's done, I think this is possibly his best race. Considering the machinery he's working with.
Yeah. Obviously, you know, Grim did get second yesterday.
And Tuesday. Oh, sorry, and Melbourne, sorry. Melbourne it was, sorry.
And Melbourne, yeah.
He didn't race Tuesday, that was my own kind of fault there, but...
No, it's a bit too late for him to be racing Tuesdays.
I mean, he could do, but you know, we wouldn't finish till 11 o'clock and you'd probably get involved in the clusterfuck that is Tuesday. But yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Talking about the other league really quick before we get back onto this. Bro, I've never been involved in a racing league personally where there's so many people come in so many different positions. I mean,
no, and see, and I can say that because the only other league I've been involved with, I'm not going to mention, everybody who knows me knows who it is.
Yeah.
And even in there was your guys that finished first, second, and third every time. You didn't even need to bloody. You could have sat there and I could have given you the cars they're in and told you they're unequal, told you the track, and you still could have said, yeah, he's finishing then, he's finishing then, he's finishing then, and then the bottom three are going to be him, because it always is.
We're going to have to deviate back onto track silver, forgive me.
Oh.
We've got the battle. Whether is that Grim in front of us?
No, it isn't. That's a manor.
No, it's not. Carry on, mate. Sorry.
Grim's in front. Grim's in front of the manor, but that is Venom's between Hightower and Grim.
Sorry, what were you going to say a minute ago? Forgive me. You were in the middle of saying about the DRL, weren't you? I'm going to say the name of it. Fuck it. You know, we know who they are.
Once we added the performance aspect into it, that then changed. The whole dynamic changed, and it was just
get a more equal race.
You can't predict it. I mean, it's almost like Shag right now on a Saturday. We'll take his finish last Saturday. I believe he was 11th or 12th around this exact same track.
Good drive by
Venoms just moved out of the way.
Very nice.
Rim was probably hoping Venoms would hold Hightower off a little bit longer.
What lap are we on, by the way, here? So I've just had to move back a little bit. What lap are we on? 56, isn't it? 55, sorry. My eyesight is a little bit grim from being back here. Grim, he's a second.
Nice.
Nice.
I mean, Mr. Shag is coming around the final corner now. He is about to start lap 56, the penultimate lap. Jinx.
Great mind.
If we're in 12th.
However, I said 10 o'clock me, didn't I finish? 3.5 minutes to 10 o'clock. 3 minutes per lap. 10 o'clock on the dot.
See, that's fine. See, that's fine by me, because what I'm gonna do is get podiums done. Say congratulations to these three, and I'm gonna start off and watch the end of Pirates of the Caribbean. But I've got about an hour left, and I can get to bed at 11. Yeah, timing.
I'm thinking of FIFA stream after this, mate. You know what I mean? So I've got an hour and a half for that, and then maybe a bit of an NBA game finish that off. And
so I'll tell you what, right? And here's, I am gonna say this, right? I've got one of these fancy elite controller thingies. Okay, and I've had it for a while, and I'll be honest, it's sat in its case, and I've used a normal controller. Okay,
just now for comfort, isn't it, really?
Yeah, so I've just started using it properly for every game I play, and I tell you what, the responses of it are ridiculous. I tell it to go left. The only game where I tell it to go left and it goes right is FIFA, because that's just broken as hell. But I'm thinking of potentially following Shag's advice and seeing how it handles on the Formula 1.
We have 1.5 laps to go, mate.
And we're about to have a battle.
And we've got possibly, I would almost say, one of the biggest showdowns that this esports will ever see. Considering Grim's just ran wide. Remember Brazil last year, Silver? You watched that stream, I believe.
Tower needs to. He'll be in DRS zone on the start finish straight. He'll have DRS.
Oh my god, I'm almost nervous. I'm speechless here before it even happens.
That's higher choice for Hightower.
No, I'm referring to what's happened last season.
Oh,
Grim and Tower.
yeah, and it's Grim and Tower again. Tower, look at that. He's going to have a massive run here. Where's he going? Towards the wall.
Excellent driving space. Grim. Tower.
He's got him. He's got him.
Second position on the last lap.
He hasn't got it though. He's not secured it. He has now.
He has now. Can I just say, fantastic driving by the pair of them. It's not over. We've still got a DRS straight to go. Grim. With the superior power.
We've still got 2 DRS.
The Haas.
We've got...
Squeezes him. Just within the bounds of the law. Do it. There was enough car width. There was a car width. I believe car width, wasn't there?
Have you noticed and they both got to be on Rich. His Tower is got his fuel warning light on.
You're joking.
No.
His light's on. Grim's isn't. Oh my god. Fantastic driving by the pair of them. But the power of the Haas driver. Shag has won the race! Mustafa Shag wins the Bahrainian Grand Prix. Sorry for not capturing you, mate. We've got too much of a battle going on here for second.
Grim Mustafa Shag. That McLaren.
What a fantastic battle between them two. Grimm's tyres, it'll be silver.
Yeah, Grimm's weaving. Grimm is weaving around back there.
It's all over it. He wants him. He's not going to get him. Hightower. Great drive to catch back up. Beautiful fireworks celebration. Tower comes in second,
Hightower,
but will he keep it?
Coming up there. Yes, he has.
Tower keeps it. Can I just say, Silver, what a fantastic race between the top three.
What a race.
What a race, man. Hemp walks his dog smoke, his smoke dog, across the line in fourth.
Is Hemp's nowhere near the. Hemp's also got the warning light on.
Jan's the only one that doesn't, I don't think. Stappen's always got his fuel warning light on, no matter what he does. Mellish has come across the line in 8th position, by the way, so he has been lapped officially. 7th
What is
position
your people weaving towards that fit wall? There is a wall there, Jax.
Well done, Hemp. Hemp, great drive for 4th position, his highest esports finish. And Jan, 5th position.
Jan's got to be 5th.
Great drive, and I believe that is going to be Verstappen. Venom's in 9th,
no,
of course.
Verstappen 6th.
So
Great race.
He actually got lapped, by the way, there, can I just point out.
Right. Let's get these
so we have
invites
then
out.
Mustafa Shag winning his first Grand Prix for esports, Red Bull Racing, 33 seconds ahead of Hightower in second. Grimm with penalties, he would have got him anyway, of course. And third, great podium for them three.
Let's get a screenshot of this.
Hemp into 4th position, Jan 5th, Verstappen 6th, Maldini 7th, Mellish 8th, Venom's a lap down in 9th, just kind of tailed away at the end. And of course then Ben, the only person unfortunately failing to score. Can I just simply say, guys, before you all ready up and get yourself jumping in here, what a motherfucking race. Thank you all of you, man, that was absolutely fucking wonderful. Obviously we're going to go live just when we get back into the lobby. Congratulations, Shag. I'm waiting for your scream in about 2 minutes.
It's coming.
Tower, great driver, lucky with a puncture, mate. By the way, we've caught everything other than I think one incident.
Can I just say what an epic battle I had with Hightower earlier on?
Can we just say,
I know.
By the way, every single corner of that battle was caught, other than when there was a 3-wide battle going into the fucking hairpin.
Amazing battle I had with Hightower. Is that what happened?
Now, guys,
brilliant up to that point, like.
It has been a while for me to do something like this. You know, I'm a little bit rusty. You know, I've already said we've been a part of 74 different leagues already. I've made a few letters up so I can fill more in. But anyway, we're back here at Esports Racing. I finished off the first race of the performance. We weren't sure if we were going to bring it here. We have done. Our first winner, Red Bull Racing, first win under the Esports banner for Mustafa Shah. Congratulations, my man. How do you feel the race went for you?
Oh yeah! Guess who's back in town? The Shaggy's back in town. Oh yeah! Awesome! Awesome! Woo! Yes, but apart from that, it was a very good race for me. I actually planned it from start to finish. So it was quite a good race.
Yeah, no, but hat 25 laps.
Hat off to me and Hightower, because honestly, that was racing etiquette at its best. Awesome job. Awesome job.
One thing we are going to have to admit to here, Shag, is unfortunately due to a race happening between Grimm and Hightower towards the end, we didn't get you going over the line.
Oh, you didn't, did you not? So you didn't get my victory freaking zigzag.
No.
You were actually the only person we didn't catch going across the line, funnily enough. But yeah.
But honestly, mate, that has got to be the best race I've had in all the seasons I've raced so far.
That's like 11 laps, wasn't it? 11, 12 laps.
Yeah, at least, mate. It was just honestly every time you passed me, I'd get back in the slipstream, get back in, and then I'd pass you. Then you'd pass me again, and I just couldn't get away from each other. Just couldn't get that space.
Mustafa Shah, how's it feel to be a winner?
For once? Yes! Awesome. Thank you, boys. Thank you for giving me the pleasure of being a winner for once.
Now we'll move on to Hightower. Unfortunate with the puncture, mate. Great battling with Shag. We caught every single thing on it. I bet in that last couple of laps when you were chasing down Grimm, you probably thought, if I hit him, he's going to probably fucking decapitate me. But to be fair, in fairness, I've got to say, mate, it was a fantastic drive for you. How do you think the race went for you, fella?
I was annoyed my engine went down. I was like, no, I was like, oh, I lost too much power. So Shag left me. Then I had the puncher, and I was like, ah, God, this is getting worse now. And then it's like I had to mix their strategy up a bit, and then I was like, oh, now I'm going to catch him on the last 2 laps. I was putting so much time on him. But yeah, it was a good race.
Great comeback at the end, by the way, as well. It looked like for a stage you weren't going to do it, because I noticed you kind of had a bit of a loose back end a couple of times towards the end of the race. But managed to keep it together, and moves us on to our third position man, Grim. You said to us in private you thought you were going to get lapped in this race. We were talking, myself and Silver, saying that's possibly one of, considering the machinery you had, I know the Haas is an absolute bag of shite from what we've seen today, but you've really grabbed that car by the fucking wheels and the bollocks, pulled that round, and got yourself a podium, mate. Congratulations. How do you reckon that race went for you?
Well, could have been better, could have been worse. Shitting myself when Higher Tower was coming up behind me, like, but...
We did have a comment.
Yeah,
Well,
I did want to catch him up. No, that wouldn't happen. Tyres are just fucked, absolutely shagged. I was literally shagging my tyres to the fucking brink of a puncture, I'm telling you, to try and fucking not do a free, but obviously it wasn't going to happen.
You did really well, mate, in fairness. I mean, obviously, you know, your teammate didn't have the best of Grand Prix. Obviously, fallout for that may happen in a bit. We'll obviously learn what's happened. But in terms of that, just a great race all around. Moving back on then. Now, I will obviously make an announcement that we have is put on the stream. But this isn't a guarantee, but there will most likely be driver movements moving forward. But we are going to announce that throughout the midweek.
I think
Williams
there is some people are struggling a little bit, need to go up a couple of car, a car or two or something.
We're going to be announcing that, obviously, in due course.
Yeah.
Moving that forward.
Yeah.
But
Can I get a new engine?
Well, you can have Hemp's if you want. If you've seen Hemp's engine, I mean, you can have that one if you want. I mean, that kind of... I was about to say, it must be something about being in Scotland. Hemp started smoking on like 45. It looked like he was dragging across a fucking smoke dog across the line, but... No, just once again, guys, fantastic. Moving on to next week, China. It's going to be a different kettle of fish. If we were to keep the same cars, you three in this may be a very, very different podium next week, based on obviously.
I'm on holiday.
Well, definitely, it's going to be an interesting one for you next week. But if you think about it though, with that, obviously moving on to Shag for the final question of the podiums, how are you planning to manage the Red Bull engine going down the long back straight, Shag? It's going to be a challenge for you.
Well, I'm just going to make myself into a movie chicane and hopefully just take people out. No, I wouldn't do that. No. Basically, I'm just going to try and run with less swing and just try and utilise as much as that corner power that Red Bull's got, and just have less swing, so I'll keep a straight line speed. But apart from that, hopefully I can repeat what I've done.
Before we finish off, Silver, do you have any questions, mate? The floor's open.
No, mate, I don't. Just a good race from all three of you. It was a brilliant race to watch, and I look forward to seeing you all next week.
Obviously, Tower, just enjoy the holiday, mate. Obviously, Tower, I'll be fucking seeing you on Tuesday, hopefully. But yeah, but for Grim, congratulations, my man. Shag, much congratulations, of course. And This has been NTT Silver. Adam.
Bye.
This has been your man, Positively Glad.
Bye.
And it's good to be back in the commentary box. I'll be seeing you guys next Sunday. Much love, peace, all the best, and take good care of yourself. I'll see yourself next week.